1, 2, 3, 4. Down to the VHS. VHS out of the VHS. The 18 of my face, I was out of the house and doing stuff. No easy Wi-Fi blemishes, but I guess that's the way it goes. Down to the VHS, VHS, out of the VHS. Got no money, fucking crack, saving up for the Betamax. Down to the VHS, VHS, out of the VHS.
Welcome to Obscure Tape Time, the show where we watch VHS in their entireties. We're doing a special Stuff's Broken at Pete's House episode. You want to talk about that?
My internet is just not working. They need a technician to come out and look at it. Who the fuck knows how long that's going to take? So instead of sitting here, you know, streaming about 5 seconds at a time, we thought, let's just take everything on my computer that is tape time related and just put it onto Bat's computer, and we'll see if we can get this to work. And
and set it up in like half an hour.
Something like We're actually starting like 2 minutes late. That's considering.
I mean, we're probably gonna have some technical hiccups on the way. But
there's gonna be some sound issues for sure, and we can deal with those as they
especially
happen.
if you tell us that we're having sound issues.
Yes, please let us know.
We rely on the chat because we're a live show.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Anyway, we invite you to suffer along with us. I forgot that bit because I was distracted.
I think you did say it.
I like to say it more than once now. You want a beer to de-stress a little? You've got a goose from...
You want to know why I'm not actually stressed, though?
Why?
It's because we had, like, a day and a half to, like, sort this out.
Nice.
So I was like, alright, I can be ready. Like, mentally, I can be ready for this. But normally when we have problems, it's like, on the day, I'll be like, oh, look what's not working today!
You know what I've noticed? I need to put new camera at the top of my list because your camera is so nice and this stupid thing is coming through so kind of dark. I need to just chuck it in the bin, get a new camera. It's not because of the lights either. Hey Google, change the lights to pink. No, it doesn't care. Anyway.
Google's like, fuck up, I'm busy.
Oh, it's probably because I got a high-pitched voice because I'm excited. But, hey Google, change the lounge room lights to pink.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, changing 2 lights to pink.
Is that any better? No, I like it.
It looks no different.
Okay,
No different.
Changing 2
No
lights
different.
to pink.
No, thank you. Hey Google, change the lounge room lights to purple.
Alright, changing 2 lights to purple.
Absolutely no difference. Anyway, we have some beers. As I said, I'd like to... Oh, we can't even see them. Ugh. I have... This got a clock. You've got a old wives' tale goose. About the same whatevers. Yeah, we are sponsored by now. And as I say sponsored, I mean whether they like it or not, because I'm going to continue to go there and buy their mixed bag.
You said one of them actually watches, right? So
A DJ, a punk rock DJ, will watch the show occasionally. But mostly just leaves us on as like background noise, which is what you
That's
should
what
do.
we are. Like, I would not recommend watching us actively.
Unless you're here live with us and can like tell
Oh,
us
yeah.
to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we get a discount 6-pack of like random crap every week. So every single beer that we're going to have is going to be different from each other, and it's all going to be stuff that they're either finding it hard to sell or just getting rid of.
Yeah.
We should link them actually. Beer Moth, if you're living in Australia, just order their beer.
Yeah, probably. They're good.
And you can get the exact same discount as we get. I should pretend like they actually sponsor us every week. That'd be fun. They don't. I just buy beer.
We should ask if they'll do a 1% off to people who mention Obscure Tape Time.
Oh, 1% discount. I wonder if they've got the thing to do discount. That's interesting. Anyway. Have we talked enough about our week?
Yeah,
we haven't really talked about our week. We just talked about
Do you want to talk about our week?
I haven't done anything interesting, I don't think.
My internet died.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're here instead of there. It made my brain go nuts, though. I kind of just want to always have like an emergency section out in the shed for when that happens.
Well, to be fair, this is all ready now. Like, everything that I've set up will just sit there.
So as long as I get a new webcam and
yeah, it would just be a matter of replacing
better quality headphones that aren't. You've hidden your kitty ears. He's got kitty ears.
If I put it ahead, then
can't you pull on? Is that as long as it goes, or I don't know. It's fine.
Look, I'll deal with it like this for now. If
$5 headphones.
go on this way, will that be comfortable at all?
They're never gonna be comfortable.
No, not really.
They're cheap. I need to get better ones.
Oh well. Anyway, shall we get into it?
Let's get into it. All right. So what we're watching today is we're not quite there yet. Oh, you're gonna change it now?
Change this, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Change it. So what we're watching today is Dr. Christopher Green. Oh, it's gone. All right. Source output so we can watch it over here as well.
Yeah. And then I gotta remember how I did this.
I can do it. Yeah, no, not that one. The source one down the bottom.
What?
Oh, hold on. You want me to do it? I figured it out this morning. Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. Now it's a preview. It's going to show us as well, right?
Do you want it to show us?
No.
That's not going to show us then.
Okay. That's cool. All right, whatever. Well, you know what you're doing. I just right-clicked on it and said source output instead of preview output. Anyway, we're watching Dr. Christopher Green. He's a guy who teaches you how to like deal with your baby. And you got a baby running around,
I do.
screaming and throwing things.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be good to watch these before he's not a baby anymore, because oh my god,
He's already not a baby anymore.
to my brain,
He's a toddler.
just growing too quick. Well, this is for toddlers. This is a 2-part video. Each part goes for an hour and a half, and I thought we'd watch the first one, and then I'll tease you with the next one for the next like year or something. We'll watch the next toddler. No! We actually have a third video of his down the shed as well, and it is just him standing and talking. This is our seminars for this month.
Fucking fantastic.
So many seminars. So Dr. Christopher Green is an Australian.
Mm-hmm.
He's written 3 books: Toddler, Taming, Babies, and Understanding ADHD. And every now and then he rewrites them with new science.
At least he's using science.
He's trying his best to keep them up to date with new techniques and new ideas. On top of that, he works in Sydney at one of the Royal Children's Hospital things, dealing with kids. And
So he's not a bad guy like the other seminar
he's not
guy.
a bad guy, but he did sell out.
Of course he sold out. Everyone sells out.
Do you remember a product called Neo?
No, not really.
It's like
Nestle though.
it's like yogurt, I think.
Oh yeah, right.
So this comes with some dot-to-dots and a maze to do. So we get
look, a word search. Oh man, I'll just do this instead of watching the tape.
yeah. So we actually get a little short ad for that as well, and then he sits and talks to us for a while, and then back to Nestle.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Let's see what you did. Let's see if that works. That looks alright. Don't know about that bit.
Yeah, whatever. It's just there.
Tracking. Can we hear?
I can already hear the static.
That's good. Warning. This videogram.
It's a videogram. Ooh la la, fancy.
Hello? Videogram. Ugh. My beer was like tiny. Same amount of drinks per standard, but it's tiny. Anyway.
My one's sweet.
Mm?
Very, very sweet.
It says passion tart. It's pops. The author's work is not intended to be exhaustive, and matters of opinion are often expressed. The views and general advice contained in this program are not necessarily those of the producer and the sponsors. We recommend that all medical... I love it when we see that warning in front of all our medical tapes. Like, yeah, we're pretending. Can you hear anything yet?
No, why is it? There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Actually, this is familiar.
Introducing
Yeah,
a
I remember
dairy
this ad.
snack that's great for growing kids. It has all natural ingredients.
I think
as well as
maybe
the
we're
goodness
gonna
of
get
milk
the,
and real fruit puree. It's called Nestle Mio.
The delay thing
Nestle
going on.
Mio. Helping kids
I think
develop.
that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll pretend not
Probably,
to.
it's probably better for everybody else.
Boing. Now the thing is, when I looked at this tape, when I picked it out, I'm like, this is kind of the stuff I imagine seeing a lot. And then when I backed it up, I noticed that this
Hello,
is
I'm Dr.
the
Christopher
start.
Green. I'm known for my ideas about the interesting behaviours of young children. I'm a specialist paediatrician and I work at the new Royal Alexandra Hospital for Children in Sydney, Australia. Here I work with
Is the delay going to be on
child
stream as well?
difficult
I wouldn't know. You
behaviours,
set it up.
and I specialise in the art of
I'm
producing
curious.
stress
I didn't have a
parents.
delay when I was mucking around with it this
I've
morning,
written
so I don't
3
know.
childcare books: Babies, Toddler Taming, and
Oh yeah, so
Understanding
Napa's 3 of
ADHD.
is he
Quite
talking at
influential,
a time?
both here and overseas. In fact, over 1 million are currently on bookshelves in the UK,
The couch is magnificent,
USA,
says
and in
Iron. And
Australia.
thanks for the bits.
In Australia,
Oh
in the
yeah,
80s,
I mean,
and more recently,
I kind of
in
miss the
UK in
idea of
the
us
90s,
sitting on a
Yeah.
couch
I've
watching
worked
stuff.
The couch was always so
in the drive
nice.
to bring modern ideas and modern treatments to general acceptance. The battle is largely won, but up-to-date information
How
is
are you
always
today, Renek?
important, and that's what this video is all about.
Doing good, I hope. I'm sorry that you don't get to listen to my voice play games every day this month. I've taken some time off to watch videos about guys telling us how to deal with our kids, sponsored by Mio. Nestle.
I'm Christopher Green.
Nestle.
People call me the toddler tamer. I've never tamed a
I
toddler.
like that
in
we
my
got a
life.
timer,
I tame the big people.
so
Yeah,
we can
that's
see how
bizarre.
long we've been watching.
And that's why you're here today. Today, I'm going to look at how little children...
I imagine it's a whole thing where it's like, if you hear a point that you want to look back on, you can look at the time and write it down.
Things they do, and how we can stop them doing the annoying things that they do. I'm going to look at all the common questions that parents ever talk to me about with toddlers. and see if we can get
Yes,
some
well, you're
serious
welcome to
solutions
chill
to
out and watch this guy, and he's
and I'm going to show you that this
a fancy
is
tie
not toddler
for the next
taming.
hour and a
This is
half.
not about
Talk
winning
about
battles. This
how we
is
have
about
to deal with children.
staying close, staying in love with our little children, relating, and really enjoying and seeing the
Staying
fun
in love with
of
those
this
little
young
children.
age. There is magic
If you
in
need
this
any more
age.
volume
I
on
can
either
remember
side,
a 3-year-old
video or
girl
us, tell
treating
us.
for a sleep problem. She woke every night, and I asked her, "Why do you wake every night?" And she was a very verbal
Are you still in
girl.
love
She
with your
said,
little children?
"I wake at night because of the thought."
In-law's probably the wrong way to put it.
Hasn't been
That's what he said.
Yeah.
She said,
And
"I wake at
Jesus
night
loves
because
the little
ships
children.
keep going up and down
That
the
doesn't
harbour,
surprise me at all, though.
rolling their
All the
oars."
children of the world.
I said, "But you live in
Yeah,
Canada."
I'm not, especially the
Black
male
and
ones.
yellow, red and white.
I can't sleep
But
because
especially the
horses
male
keep
ones,
galloping
right?
around outside my window.
But especially the male ones, right?
Yes, and I thought, this is great. Let's put
I
it
better
Michael
not
Jackson
sing.
too, that's
I
right.
was writing it all
Better
down,
not,
and the little
sing any of
monkey
these
looks up
songs.
at me and says, "Are you getting this down okay?"
A
Now,
monkey?
today's program is
I missed the
made
joke.
possible by Nestle.
I hate to swap my VCR out for one that I've got a remote control for. One day. What do you reckon? Should we just, you know, drop a bunch of money into that digital one?
No, probably
No.
not. I mean, it would be nice because it is HDMI, but
So that's a yes to, but I don't want to say yes.
it's that thing is so fucking expensive.
It's $1,000. I could get 2 a year.
To give you the value as Nestle have asked. So, starting
As
from the
Nestle
top,
have asked.
what is a toddler? A toddler is an interesting little
What's a
person aged
toddler?
between 1 and 3. An interesting little person whose hallmark
That's my
is
boy.
that they have got
An
the
interesting
amazing
little person.
power to wind you folk up, but
Yeah, I know that
remarkably
is. That's why
sense
I
to
wanted to
go
play
with
this. We're going to watch the next one about this time next year.
it. Who's from 3
And then the
to
last one the
5,
last year. And then that's
and
the
they
1
have
to
got a
3,
lot more
right?
sense, and they're doing a lot more thinking,
Oh,
a lot
boy.
more pacing. They're different in the way they go, but they are amazingly verbal. And probably one of their
Verbal.
hallmarks is seeing how close they can push you to the edge without becoming the victim.
You know why I
of
don't hate this video so
and then
far?
backing off again. And that is
His
the
accent is actually interesting to
So,
listen to.
Where does it all start? You've got a
Unlike
cuddly
that
little
Reverend
baby,
monk was just
10
kind of
months,
boring.
who does everything wrong. There
Yeah, he
is
wasn't great, was he?
no problems at all. And suddenly, at
And the
about
worst part
the
is I got like
10
a million
months,
of these
they start
tapes where just
chucking
someone
their
just
toys
stands
out
there and
into the pot.
talks.
You go whoop and put it back again. Out it goes again. And soon you've got this going, and they think, this is pretty good. I've got Mum able to jump by. I'm getting her to jump by doing these things. It's a good thing to do. I've got a bit of power over her. And then, say 14 months.
He's
you're
between
feeding
two
your baby,
palms.
and up to then the food went into the mouth. This was great. All of a sudden,
Wonder if anyone's exploited that in the Christian
what
thing.
goes into the mouth
Reading
bubbles
Psalms
out
in
again.
between
And
two
you get all
palms.
worked up and you think, this is great. I can make this lady really jump up and down. I have an immense amount of power. And it builds from
No, my
there
thing is if he's
to
not
the
eating it
point
from the
you're
spoon,
all
I just put it in
watching
front of him. If he doesn't want to eat, he doesn't want to eat.
see what's going on. But they don't want you to, so they stand
I'm
in
very
front of
much
television.
in the
Things are
if
going a little
if
bit
he doesn't want it, I
quiet
can't be
at home,
fucked giving
so
it to
they
him.
poke the baby.
He'll get hungry eventually.
They have a great way of winding you up. Things are going a little quiet at home, and they utter a word that they never heard in Sesame Street, and they've got you again. So they've got that great amount of power which suddenly comes in around the age of 1, but they don't have the sense to go with it. So most of the troubles you have with young children are that you have an amazingly powerful little being that doesn't think what they're doing. Lack of sense, for instance, little child of
An
the age of
amazingly
1,
powerful little being
really
who
have a
doesn't
lot of
think what they're
sense
doing.
about
Yeah.
knowing, what they touch.
Mm.
Of course, the parents say, now, I'm
Don't
teaching
give
you
them
not to touch
any of
the
the
baby.
Infinity
Don't
Stones.
do it now.
Yeah,
Don't
they
do
can
it.
have one
You
maybe.
know what you're
Which
on
one?
about. It's like
I don't know which
standing
ones
in
there are. I
front
don't
of
watch
your
Marvel.
German Shepherd dog and say, now, Fido,
Fair enough.
I think you should become a vegetarian. And they sort of look at you and wag their tail, but they don't know what you're talking about. There isn't a lot of sense. 15-monthers often climb up onto bench tops because they don't have a lot of sense. They've really got a death wish. They don't know what they're on about. 18-monthers, when they don't get the
For
right
us
day,
or for the
often
tape?
fling themselves on the ground, beat heads on floor.
Because I can put it up either way. Tape.
Okay. I got it. Yeah, put it up so it's touching the red.
Touching the red?
Nah, not that much.
Hand over all the money, or I'll poke myself in the eye with my finger.
Little over quarter yellow.
It's
Ooh, that's better in my ear,
sense
thank you.
stuff. And they go to playgroup and they see all the other children. And
Yeah,
they're
we
really
just have to yell a
excited.
little
They
bit
see
more
them
if we
and
want
they
to
don't
talk
quite
over
know
it.
what to say. So what do? They shove them or bite them or nip them.
Well, it is a
And
very
again,
talky tape,
it's
so we need
not
to hear it.
malicious. They don't,
Yeah,
they don't get
well.
in the morning and
Yeah,
say,
you're in.
"Oh,
I mean, it's got a
let's
timer.
do
You're in
damage
for this
to
for
someone."
the next
They're just a bit wound up
1 hour
and
20
haven't
at
got it
least.
all worked out.
Unless you want to watch
power
both
without
tapes.
sense is really where you're at with these young children. The other thing,
I'm
with
just
this young
sitting
age
here
is
wondering
that
what
they've only
is
one
that on his
point of
ties?
view,
Are they shrimp?
And that point of view is their
Cats?
point of view. They're not really seeing your point
Like
of view.
weird Egyptian
So when
cats.
they want something, there's no point saying, "I'll get you a drink when the news is over." It's now. They don't know about waiting for the news. They're not going to wait or hang around. You go into
No.
the shops and they say, "Wee wee mum," and you say, "Well, we'll be there in 10 minutes." It's wee wee in this flower pot. There's no waiting around at all. They don't hang around. They're not big at sharing.
I can't wait
I mean,
to hear
little
stories
children, they
about when
don't
you're
share
like,
you very well.
yeah,
They don't
Jackson
share
pissed
your
in a
toys
flower
very
pot
well.
the
You
other
can pick
day.
up another baby. The
One of
lady
these
next
days
door's
he's gonna
baby, they
start
may
doing
resent
dumb
that
stuff like
because
that.
You are their mother. They don't
We're
want
at
to
the
share you
reject
with anyone
shop
at all,
and-
and they may protest quite a bit when that is going on. A mother recently told me,
That's a big
knew I was
problem
going
with
to
the
have
COVID
twins,
lockdown
whenever the
stuff
twins
is you got a
were
toddler
about to
and you're
arrive,
missing out
I
on all the
decided we'd
stupid
have no
stories because
trouble
you're
with
not going
sharing.
out as much.
I'd buy two of
Yeah.
everything.
I want to hear all the
He
stupid
said, the thing that
stories.
I never realized was that when
By
they
the time we watch the
toddlerhood,
next tape next
each
year, I want
twin
at least
wanted
one stupid
two of
story.
everything. So there was
Yeah.
no sharing even with
I
need
think
that.
one of the
some
problems is that I'm
anecdotes.
So that is
often
basically
too willing
what
to
you've
go
got.
along with
This
it.
little
Yeah, but
child
that should still
who
make a
is
good story.
It's
a
like
lot
the
of
idea
power,
of
not
him being
much
silly in the
sense.
shop. I'll
Their
just chase
point
him
of view,
around.
things have to happen pretty immediately.
becomes
Still a
game.
cool
They
story.
play
You know.
beside other children. They don't play
I mean,
with
I have to
them.
deal with that
is
with
the
my
toddler.
wife. She'll throw balls at me
But
constantly.
As they get a little older and they come to preschool, you've got a preschool.
And I'm just happy that
preschooler
she's active for
learns
like
to wait
5
a
minutes of
little
the
while,
day.
learns a bit of sense, learns the implications of what they do to a minor degree. So it's a much, much different stage than the stage of toddlerhood. Of course, as I said before, they're amazingly verbal. They ask why. They've no interest why. They're just at you. Now, don't
Why?
jump on the coffee table. Why? It's a thin veneer of teak over chipboard. Why? It might break. Why? It cost me $69. You know, they're not really into that sort of understanding the logic,
$69.
but certainly they will ask
Nice.
you many, many questions. The message is, little children under the age of 3 years don't have much sense. They're not malicious.
Hey, Apple,
There's
is that
not
a thing?
bad bone in their body. They just don't think.
I'm thinking it
Stuff
probably
just
is.
seems to happen. Anticipate, divert, steer, accept, savor, see the magic. After the
Wouldn't
age
know
of
which way to
3,
sync it
you
back
can
though,
teach
because
them
you
to
spent
take
ages
turns
fixing that on
and
your
let
computer.
them feel the implications of some of the things they do and put a little bit more pressure on them, but they're still thinking in a pretty immature way. Little children under the age of 5 don't really understand the whys and wherefores of what is going on. Whenever they do something wrong, they know they have done wrong usually because they feel how you have reacted. So they maybe not know that it's been naughty to annoy the baby, but they know that you are angry
Barely
with them,
noticeable.
and they
Good.
shouldn't
Okay,
have
good.
done it because you
For
were
our
angry.
headphones,
weird.
it's
They may not know
way
about
out.
the pain
Because
they
it's in sync over there with
Little
here, so
children
I thought
under
it might
the
be out
age
of sync
of 5
completely.
do not
We have
understand
like
the details.
massive
Little
sync
children under
issue.
the age
Yeah.
of 5
Is it delayed
feel.
or early? I can't
A lot
even
of
tell.
people
I'm
bring
trying to
children
figure it
me
out.
With things like, a
I
mother
guess it'd have to
recently
be
said,
delayed, right?
the baby died of SIDS, and it's been terrible in our family. But the 3-year-old has taken it so badly. She's really, really upset. Should she have counselling? But the 3-year-old doesn't know about SIDS. The 3-year-old doesn't know about death and the permanence. All the 3-year-old knows is, I used to belong to a happy family where everyone got on very well together. All of a sudden,
This got
overnight,
dark way quick.
everybody's crying.
So
They're crying
dark.
all the time. There's no fun in this home at all. We really are in a different situation, and I feel that, and I'm reacting to it, and I'm reacting to what I feel in my
He's raising
mind.
good points though.
And the answer to that is, the child doesn't need counselling.
Yeah, it's not fun when the
Parents need
person you're
counselling
watching is
until
like
we get our adult
legit
act
instead of a
together.
jerk.
I know, right? I can't really criticize this guy so
And
far.
other things. If grandma
Except for
died,
he's got a cool
you may
tie,
say to
which
the
is
child,
cool.
You may say, look, grandma had pneumonia. She went to hospital. She died and she's gone to heaven. And somebody asks the child, what happened to grandma? And they say, grandma developed pneumonia. She went to hospital. She died and she went to heaven. They haven't a clue what pneumonia is. They haven't a clue what death is. They probably know hospital is a building, and they certainly don't know what heaven is. So
And
they'll repeat
nobody
it, but
knows
they
what
don't
heaven is.
Understand it, but they feel
place on earth.
that home is
Oh,
not where it
right.
used to be.
I've never been
And
there.
they may
No,
behave
neither have I.
worse, and they may react, they may regress.
I mean,
they
I
may
tried to go
think.
there once,
They're
but
different.
I
But it's
decided
the
that
feeling. It
I'd
is
rather
not
just
the understanding.
love.
A marriage break.
It comes first.
Again,
That's a
they
good
may
point.
be told that dad has left, but they may not know. But they will
So
feel
maybe
what they feel
heaven is a place inside of
50%
us,
of the people I
in
know
our
have looked
hearts.
out at me, and they're thinking, darn sure I'm not going
Yeah.
to take my eyes off the other 50%.
Maybe, but I did
So
see
they
that.
come
Get
straight
it out of
out.
me!
You can't leave them at daycare. They cling like mad. They may regress. A child who was wonderfully toilet trained may be wetting their pants again. So again, they don't understand, but they feel. And that's important because us as adults bring emotional baggage in on the scene. And we need to be aware that our emotional baggage does affect our children. The message here is,
Well, Jackson's in trouble then because
children
I have
under
serious
the age
depression.
of 5 don't
Is that
rationalize,
real
don't come up with
emotional
reason.
baggage,
They
or is it
feel
like
what is going on?
medical
Young
condition?
children
though?
of 1 have 0 sense.
I don't think it
not
makes a
any
difference to a
sense.
child.
Children of 18
Just like what
months
he's
have
saying. He
almost
doesn't know
no
the
sense.
definition of
Children of 2
depression. He doesn't
have
know
a
what it
little
is.
sense, but you need
I
to look
see,
pretty
I
closely.
see.
See,
Children of
he's
2.5
he's
are
making
starting to
sense.
develop sense. Children of 3 have a good deal more sense. Most
It's like
of
when
the
you tell your
problems
dog
that
about
affect
the stock
parents
market,
with young children
or
are
if you tell me
not
about the stock
realizing
market.
that this is
Invest
not an
in
adult
Blizzard.
dealing with. This is a
They
young
just got bought
child
by
who shoots
Microsoft.
from the hip, doesn't
Stocks
have
are
a
going
bad
up, I
bone in their
reckon.
body. Stuff just seems to happen.
How's your Dogecoin going?
I have
Moving
not
on from
checked it
that,
in so. Do you want me to check it right
why are
now?
all your
Can
children
you
different?
without breaking
So
anything?
over here we've got the children who slept
Let's
from the
probably
moment
turn
they
my
were
phone
born.
silent just in
Over
case.
here we've got 3-year-olds who still wake every night. Over here we've got
Oh, crap.
3-year-olds who are so well behaved that the relatives want to leave them
Welcome
money
to
in
the
their
We're
will.
Listening to
Over here
Toddlers
we've
while
got
checking our
3-year-olds who are
phones
so
show.
badly behaved that the relatives make excuses. I don't think I'll be in when you want to come to visit. They don't want you there.
This one.
Over here we've got 3-year-olds who are so advanced they're reading flashcards. Dog.
I guarantee
Cat.
that
Over here we've got
even if it's not as
3-year-olds
good
who are
as
so
you know,
hyper. They couldn't focus on
He
the
typed it
flashcard.
on my Discord.
I wasn't logging into mine.
Well, in the old days, we used to blame mothers for everything.
Bless.
Now we realize that each child is an individual, and the way your children turn out depend on.
Yeah, it really is a bit of a
things.
a roller coaster.
1, the God-given temperament that is in the
What?
child
What's
at
down?
birth. 2,
Well, it's up from when I bought it.
That's why you're
It's still
here
like
today,
4 or
to
5
talk about
times what I
How much did you actually pay for it?
getting our acts together.
25
And the
bucks,
third
I
thing
think.
is environment. Things in
Nice.
the child's environment that upset the child.
Well,
Now,
that's the money.
temperament. I say God-given.
I'm still
temperament.
keeping it
I
in
have
there.
to admit
Oh wait,
that
actually, that
many
might not be
children are
completely
very
accurate. That's
like their
probably.
parents.
In
I
fact,
see
yeah,
these
no,
busy,
that's
busy
inaccurate.
children, and the
Doge
mother
is probably
says,
taking
"How
even
did
more
I
of
ever
a
get a
hit
child
than
like this?" And
because
you look out
I
at
actually
the
have
corner of your
2.
eye and you see Dad sitting in a chair going jiggle jiggle,
Yeah.
and you know where the active genes came from. And
Yeah,
the
so about
dreamy
4
ones,
times
see
what I
these
paid for
really
Doge.
dreamy kids who are like this,
And
you
I've
say
lost
to the
money on this
mother,
thing that
"Is he like
Tori wanted to
anyone
buy
in the
into.
family?" Yes, he's very like my husband. Do they get on well together?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, it
He
has
waits
crashed
all
heavy.
day for Dad
What,
to appear
Dogecoin?
in the
No.
evening. What
Oh,
do they do?
Tori's
Well, they
thing.
don't
Yeah,
do
the one that
anything.
Tori
Just
wanted
sit
to
in the
invest
back
in.
step, but
Yeah?
the
I'm just going to take a
genes are
screenshot and send
there.
it to her.
So temperament
What's
can
that?
drop out
It's
of the
called
blue on you,
Red
but
Fox.
it's often
What's a
not
Red Fox?
unlike
I have
someone
no
who chose
idea,
to marry.
but she
Just
said
be
she
aware of
like
that.
someone at work mentioned it, and she's like, maybe we
Parenting
should
is
buy
what we're
some.
talking about
I was like,
today.
okay, we can
And the
buy some.
emotional baggage, the things
And now
in the
it has
environment that are
devalued.
important to children are things like
Why are we talking about stocks while we're
unemployment,
watching?
where it
You
puts
mentioned
a great
it.
stress on the
Sorry.
family, moving away from an extended family where you've got your family and you have to move elsewhere. Stresses
Apparently
mothers,
it's
stresses
only
children, breakups in
0.21
relationships,
Canadian
illness,
dollars per
tragedies
Dogecoin.
with something like SIDS or an accident. Those sorts of things
Yeah, and it
are
was,
in the environment and they affect children. If you look at
can't
a
even remember
toddler's
when
temperament,
I bought it.
it's actually
quarter
been
of that.
researched. The statistics show 40% of toddlers are easygoing, so they're not going to cause you too much trouble. 35% are somewhere in the middle. 15% are pretty difficult, and 10% are going to be an all-out challenge. They are not going to be the way you expected when you read the owner's manual when you took delivery. They are difficult. I see some amazing children. I see little ones like a mother told me recently.
What did you do with your stock?
When I asked her, I said, "When did you first
My
notice
stock.
there was a problem?" She said, "At birth."
Something
Well, what
delivery.
happened? She said, "He was born by cesarean section. It was under epidural. When the obstetrician opened the womb, the little fellow was looking out at him. He handed me the baby and he said, 'This one is going to be interesting.'" Another mother I look after who's got twins, who are the most difficult twins. They're ones who have cried all through the first year of life. They've always been irritable. They haven't slept. Now at about 18 months,
this
they're
is why I don't
always
want to have another.
dissatisfied. When they're up, they
Another
want
set
down,
of
and
twins.
they're down
Jackson's
when they're up,
fine.
when they're being fed, they don't want
And
bed.
the next time you have
Everything's
another,
wrong,
it's going to
and
be
they don't
triplets.
sleep well, and they're very irritable. And the mother said,
No,
you know, recently I went to the dentist.
I couldn't do
I
it.
had root
I
canal
could not do
therapy.
it. We would have to.
It was wonderful
Put them
having
on
an hour for
Facebook
myself.
Marketplace.
We would have to get someone to come every day to help.
One of my really bad sleep problems.
Like
I
every
find that
single
coming every
day.
day
Christopher
helps.
Green techniques, and they haven't worked.
I
And
don't
she
have the
finally
energy for
told me
that.
I'd resorted
Really don't have
to
the energy
burning
for that.
lavender in his bedroom at bedtime because I think that soothes him down. And I put the little fella to bed every night with crystals under each armpit. Another mother
Tell you
told
what
me,
though,
she
when
said,
Jackson was
"We've only
born,
once
he
used a
was born
babysitter
by
who came home in the
C-section.
evening. She
And
was
they're like,
standing in the
we're gonna
hall
get
and
him
she
out,
said,
and then
"I don't want any
we have
money,
to
I
take
just
him to
want out of this
recovery.
house."
Unless he comes out screaming, because that means
So
his
the
lungs are
message
clear.
is,
And he came out not
all
only screaming,
children
but
are
like
different.
With crystals under his
Like,
armpit.
crystals under his armpit.
Angel, give
No, he was like
thanks for
so
your
loud. I was like,
gift.
Jesus! Oh no!
Don't
That's loud. I'm not gonna like
criticize
this.
others. Next time
And they were
you
like,
might not be so
here you
lucky.
go.
If you've got a difficult
He's
one,
fine.
I mean, so far, this
I
guy
give
is
you
so
toddler taming, and let's
ironically
hope
funny
that you can
because
keep
he's actually
together
making
while this is
fun
going on, but
of people with
please
incense and
don't
Yeah,
crystals.
go
he's-
on the guilt
This is
trip.
too nice.
Genuinely, like,
He's probably an actual
switched
good
on. And
doctor.
This is what in the 90s.
Yeah, this isn't good for us because he's actually good.
He's someone that we could sit down and have a beer with and enjoy the company of. I feel.
And he'll tell us all the things and we'll be like, yeah,
That
That makes
Hey, you're
sense.
right. Damn it.
Little children
We could
love
go to a
attention.
seminar like this and not
If
expect
you
a
give
chicken
them good
palmy.
attention, they are very happy. But if you don't give good attention, they're going to go down the grades of attention till finally
dude.
they hijack
They're gonna go
some
down.
antisocial act. Imagine last night cooking the evening meal. Everything
I'm
was
antisocial.
burning, and they wanted to talk, but you were too busy and you ignored them. So they thought, this isn't much fun. They go down one grade. They do a backward flip on the floor. And
Now,
don't
you
see
had
them,
the
they're too busy.
fat nerd last time, didn't you?
Yes. It was good.
They go down
Well,
another
okay,
grade,
so I'm giving
and
you
they
the
push one of their
Badlands
stuffed
Pilsner.
animals
Oh.
at you, knowing this way,
Badlands,
but you don't
they gave
notice it.
Valhalla
And then
like
they
a whole bunch
go
of
down
kegs.
another grade, they see the
Well, when
baby
I say
sitting somewhere,
gave,
they go,
sold
push.
to. And
you
Valhalla,
don't see
when
it.
the pandemic really
They go
hit,
down
they had
another
some
grade.
problems
They
getting
utter some
enough
word like,
of their own brew
don't hear
out.
it. They go
So
down one
there's been a
further
lot of
grade,
different,
and they slam a door, bang.
Badlands beers
Stop
on their
that.
taps,
Bang,
and
bang,
I've been
bang,
trying
bang,
them,
bang,
and
bang.
like
Look, stop it.
every
Why
single
can't you do
Badlands
this?
beer I've had
You
so
are
far has
such a
been great.
pest. And you see, when
We
you
should
went
ask Valhalla if we
you
can do
went
an
from
episode
up
there.
here, which all they wanted was you
Oh,
to
definitely.
Bring
I was
like,
thinking about
That's actually
seeing how
good
much
point.
it would cost
You
to
went right down
to book
there
them
till
out for
they
my birthday.
harpooned you and pulled you in. And then at
Here's an
that
idea.
point,
You
you're
mentioned
feeling
potentially
angry
getting
because
our
you damaged your relationship. You go to
Oh,
bed at
what were they
night
called?
and
The
you
other
think,
alternative
"I
VHS
don't
tapes. What are they called again? My brain's blanking.
VHSC.
The C's, yeah, getting them done.
Give the
We
good
could just use those as video
attention
files
top,
for that
side
episode. Just
attention.
do one at the
Notice.
bar.
Don't get that.
gonna
We've
say
only
it's
got the
public
one
or
so
stuff.
far, but I
Stand
could send the others
relationships.
through and see if there's any ads and just
60 minutes
call that part of it.
from Channel 9
I'll
in
ask if
Australia's
he's got
big
anything.
program.
Oh yeah, Reese would give us
Because we
anything.
could zoom in from the bar
They
as well.
advertised the week before for the
Reese is
worst
great. He'll do
behaved
anything.
child in
He's just a
Sydney.
little
I really,
bit
I do
And
really
some
like that
strange
guy.
parents
touchy.
put their child
As in,
up,
like,
and they were filmed on the
Don't
show.
expect any replies or
The
anything like
footage
that.
was as follows: 2.5-year-old romping
But
around
every
the
time I
back
talk to him, he's
yard,
always been like really
Grandma and
pleasant.
Mum sitting on a veranda chatting, gassing away like this, gas, 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 gas. Child kept coming up and wanting to talk to them, but they were having a great
Hell yeah.
conversation.
Told you it was good.
Coming up, ignoring. Finally,
Oh,
the
it's
little boy
actually
goes
on
to
tap.
the edge of
At the
yard,
moment, it's fine, I've
takes
had
a
it.
great brush above his head.
You looking at my
walks
work?
across the yard.
I did
Yeah.
that
Channel
yesterday.
9 slow down the footage
Put
and
up some
start playing
shelves.
the
I told you I
Jaws
was going to
music,
do that. I think I said it on the show, so
and he
it's okay.
hits
We
the
can
old
look
lady
at
over the
it. Put up
head.
shelves. Gonna do the same thing
They
over that
stop
side,
and
but
say, Dr. Green, how would
Too
you
many
deal
toys.
with such bad
So many
behaviour?"
toys.
The child was saying, talk to me. I belong in this family. I'm a blood relative.
Normally,
Do
if I
you
came to
not
someone's house and
recognise
saw a
me?"
collection like this, I'd be like, I'm sorry when my son comes over and wants to play with him, but I know you just
get
will.
it bad. So
some of those
a
already been
friend
chewed on
comes
by
round to
Banshee. It's
visit
fine.
and you want to have a long conversation. So
I don't
the
care.
marriage is breaking down, and you say, well, sit in that chair. Here's a cup of coffee. Tell me about it. Well, I think my husband's going to leave. Oh dear, when's this going to happen? Well, it looks as though it's happening quite soon. Where will the toddler be? 30 seconds into the conference, he'll be between the two
He's
of them.
so
Or
not
he'll sit in your knee now. What's your
painful
husband?
that it's
Sorry,
been
your husband. Sorry, what's your
22-22,
husband?
and I don't
into
mind.
marriage guidance counselling. They want you to give proper attention, or they will hijack it. And I'm sorry.
Another thing
with
is
the
it
little children,
kind of
certainly
reminds
under
me
the
of,
age
well,
3,
the
if
accent
that
is
going
Billy
on,
Connolly.
A little
and I
bit,
have
yeah.
to say,
So like
"Oh, your
listening to
husband's
his
going
stand
off,
up, and
and
he is
isn't
trying
that
to be
nice
funny a
backward
little bit.
flip?
That's
And when's he
not
going off?
not hitting.
That's a nice stuffed animal. You have to do it that way, or they will hijack you and make it difficult. A mother told me a wonderful story recently. She said her little daughter loved her girlfriend, mother's girlfriend. And she said, whenever she comes around, we always have great chat, and they really get on so well together. They said recently we were having a great chat, and the little girl came up and she talked to the girlfriend, and everyone was happy. And a few minutes later, she brought a little cup from a plastic tea set she'd just been given and showed it to the girlfriend. She said, isn't that nice? And went away again. And the cup came back a few minutes later, and the girlfriend went, yum, yum, yum. Isn't that nice? Thank you. And away it went again. Came back a few minutes later, cup this time with a little water in. Yum, 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 yum. Off it went again. Cup came back with a little water. Suddenly, mum and girlfriend had this terrible thought. How does a young child who cannot reach the taps get water in a cup? And right enough, they follow her out. She's scooping it out of the toilet
I've heard
and
this
bringing
story.
it back.
Very
the
recently.
message is,
Where did I hear this story? God damn.
I don't know. What was the
good
punchline? I missed it. You were
attention,
talking to me.
Share it.
Where was
The
she getting it
toilet.
from? The toilet.
Really watch
Nice.
where the water comes from.
I don't know. You've got a kid, so
Second
probably
reason
from one of
why
your
children
mum's
do what children
groups.
do is a basic rule of behavior management, and that is
I have
a
no idea where I
behavior
would have
which
heard
pays
that
off
story.
will
Last time I was at
generally
your
be
place, I was
So what we need
doing
to do
the
is to see
Jackson
the
babysitting
behaviours
while
that
he
are
was
paying
eating
off for
thing,
the
and
child, and make
I was
sure
eating
the
all
good
the
ones
crap
are
that he
paying
was
off,
eating.
not the bad ones.
It works. It works. Yeah, he
got
just
a
makes a
child-
mess and
Makes a mess,
you
and if
eat
you
it
start
too.
eating
He's
it,
like,
he'll be like, "Hey, no, that's mine."
This is great. They're getting the attention. It's paying off.
Yeah, and you figured out how to get him to play as well.
Child who eats
Just,
up the
hey, this is
dinner,
how we do
they
it. Your
shovel
turn.
it in and you say,
Nice.
"That's great."
Yeah.
And then
Kids,
they do
man.
it again because it
I'm
is
good with
paying
kids.
off.
He's
Bring the
easy.
groceries out of grandpa's
Before you turned
car,
up for Sunday
bring them into the
shows, I
house
was talking
and he
about
says,
kids and stuff, and
"This
like what I do and what
stands up
happens.
straight and
And
thinks, "This is
Sophie's like,
wonderful,
"You'd
I'm
make a
doing
great
great."
dad." I'm like, "No, I'd make
No, I was
a
there for that.
But
We
equally,
agreed. Great uncle.
bad
yeah,
ones
great
pay.
uncle, or like
Things
a great dad who only has
child
visitation
finger up
rights on the
and
weekends."
A great divorce dad.
finger
That's
goes
how
up
I'd make a
again.
good dad.
It's
I'll play with
winding
them
up
all
dad.
weekend and
So
then
much
send them back for the week while I
Child
recuperate.
says a good word. It's repeated and repeated again because it is paying off. Child wants chocolate biscuit. You say no. Child chucks monumental tantrum. You give them a chocolate biscuit. That is paying off. All I
No, I
need to
don't.
do to get a chocolate biscuit is to
No
chuck a
payoff,
wobbly.
thank you.
So it's paying off.
Oh, that's another thing I
Just be
forgot.
aware that we don't
I'm
want
not reading
the
my
wrong
notes.
behaviours
To
pay
say,
off.
this
Look at any
guy is a
behaviour and
big,
say, is the good or the bad paying off? And then take
what do
a
you call it
step
when they
back and
support
make
something?
darn sure
Supporter.
it is the good.
Supporter of the
Supporter.
idea
The third
of
reason why
controlled
children do what
crying,
children do is something
where
I've mentioned
you
before, and that is
do
lack of
something
sense, and I can't
to your kid,
overemphasize
and
it
if they
because
cry
it's
about
something
it,
that really
if you
confuses so
think that
many
it's warranted
parents.
that you've done that,
Again,
you let them
1-year-old
cry,
has no
and you don't let
sense.
them get away
The
with crying. You let them be as
18-monther has
loud and
very
as
little
annoying as
sense.
possible,
The 2-year-old has
because
a
they need
sniff
to
of it,
learn that
and
they
so
can't
it
just
goes
cry
on.
and get away with
Don't
whatever they want.
try
It's a
to
fact.
expect too much
But
of
not only does he
children.
support
They're
it,
not doing
he
things
claims
deliberately. They
to
just
be
do.
one of the
For instance, a mother
pioneers
told
who
me recently,
invented
she
the
said-
idea.
she said,
Like, not so
"People
much,
eat
of course, I
chocolates."
mean, people have
I
been
left
doing
it
it
on
for
the
years and
coffee
years,
table.
and
Do you know what
whatever,
that
but like
2-year-old
the
did?
person to bring it
He ate them.
into
course he
medical
did. Shouldn't
study,
have left them there.
toddler science sort
Another
of
mother
thing.
told me, he said,
Well, he's right.
That's one of his.
He's 100%
100%
right.
right, but that's
He
his
took
like
his
claim
baker,
to
this
fame.
is
He's
a
like,
2-year-old.
no,
He
I
earned it,
did.
and he
I
hit me
brought
above
that
the
into
eye.
the.
If,
to the
if you
eye
want to
of
have a kid
science.
that just walks all over you and is entitled and a piece of
Think
shit,
about
And exactly, give them a chocolate biscuit every time they cry.
give them whatever they want every time and just...
Screw that.
It hit
Yeah,
there.
hell no.
So don't
I'm
analyse that.
absolutely the kind of parent who's just like,
Another told me
cry all you want,
he
mate, but you're not getting it. Like, the
So
reason
I-
I said no was because no.
I had to look after my nephew all Christmas. And he had a great time with me because at the point in time I was like, I'm not your keeper. I don't have to tell you no to the things that I don't give a crap about. But as soon as he wanted to do something that I wasn't interested in, I made him cry. And I was like, that's fine. But then his mother came to the rescue and said, oh, it's okay, Josh. And I'm like, he was being a dick. Don't coddle him. Anyway, I kind of felt bad, like I was the one who was going to get in trouble. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Okay. Make your own iPhone. Sorry. Make your own iPhone with Mio tubs. You will need 2 Mio
The thing
tubs.
is, actually,
It needs to be branded. It doesn't work with home brand.
I should
yogurt cups.
actually genuinely make something like this because Jackson would love that.
Yeah, but you have to
They
use...
have at one of the parks near my mum's house. They actually have a thing where there's like a little speaker thing you talk into, and it's like a pipe that goes down all the way around to one of the parks.
Yeah.
And Jackson just loves sitting at one end while I just shout into the other one. He's like, "Where's Dad?" He's looking around like, "What?"
But the problem with this is you have to use Mio brand tubs, and they have since
I
gone.
don't know if they make Mio anymore. Yeah.
They don't make Mio anymore, so that's gone. We got Go-Gurt. You can rip off their heads and suck out
Do
their
we even
guts.
have Go-Gurts anymore?
Probably not.
They were delicious. They were bad for you, but man, they were
Delicious, bad for you, and Universal Monster themed.
Yeah.
Tell me things like, I live my life with a 15-month
One long piece of string and assistance from your parents. What, my parents?
I wouldn't go to your parents.
Oh, no. No, not at all. Neither side, honestly.
Nah, I think you'll be right.
Oh, with your parents' help.
What about your real dad? We can go see him right now.
My real dad?
Yeah, just gotta go down the Love One Square and...
I used to cuddle your mum. Oh, really? You might be my dad. We didn't do any of that.
I think the thing that made that so funny is just like the way he talked about it was like, I really loved her. I was really in love with her. I was really close to her. Really, we were so close. And then you were like, oh, when was that? And he said when it was. And you're like, oh, then you might be my dad. And he's like, no, we just cuddled. We just cuddled. He got so defensive.
So defensive.
The secret is, ring up half an hour after you've
That's hilarious.
check that they've settled in, and generally you find they protest at the leave, they're okay in between, and then they punish you whenever you pick them up again. And at least if you know that, you will feel a bit better about it. But clinginess is there. Dad goes off on business for a couple of weeks. Don't be surprised if a 2-3-year-old comes into your bed every night. Because again, they have one of the people they love is not there, and they're going to hold tight to the other one. So clinginess is never
Jackson
far
doesn't
away.
fucking care what
And when
happens to
things
me.
don't go well in a relationship, often they get very
I could
clingy, so
disappear
they
and he
don't
would
know
not
what's
notice.
going on, but they're going to
He's
hold
not
tight
quite old
just
enough.
in case they get left out of it.
Loves his mum.
And the last thing
Really?
I mention of why
Yeah,
children
there's
do
no
it,
interest in me,
I
ever.
mentioned it
Okay.
before, is little
bastard, I
children
take care of
don't
you.
understand
That's probably
what
why,
they
you know,
feel.
it's the
Always be aware of
absinthe makes the heart
Because
grow fond.
so much of what goes on.
I want some
really
absinthe.
they are picking up from the vibrations they feel in the environment. It's amazing that when I first
No, I think it's just
started
'cause I'm,
investing in
like,
this area, I used to talk
Despite
about
what you would think, I'm
introducing
kind of the more
toddlers to new
hard-lined
babies and saying that toddlers may get
parent
upset
who,
when new
you
babies
know.
arrive and so on.
What do you mean, despite what I would think? I think you beat him.
No, I don't beat
behaving
him.
differently when mum is pregnant.
I do
So
not
they
hit the
don't
kid.
know, you've never told them about it,
But,
they
you know,
sense something
his mum
is
lets him
wrong.
get away with a
They
lot
know
more than I do.
something's
I think
around.
you strap him to electrodes and hold up
Cocker
cards in front of him and
when we're
ask him
going
what he
on
thinks
holiday,
they
we
are.
don't sort of line
And if he
them
gets
up
them
and
wrong, I
say,
zap him.
Yeah.
We need to inform you we are going on holidays. They know.
Deal.
They
Three
start getting
squiggly
all worked up
lines.
and they hide behind chairs and they do things. You know, they don't know what's going on, but they know something's going on.
No sharpshooter
Just be
allowed.
aware of it.
Oh wait, that
I
counts
see
as
some
hitting.
parents who tell me things
Oh,
like,
maybe I
"Our
am in trouble.
relationship
You're a
is going
hitman.
badly, but of course the children know nothing about it." They always
Maybe
know.
just throw your briefcase at him occasionally.
Sense they feel.
I mean, I do
Little
wrestling
children
moves
don't
like
understand
onto
what
the
they
bed.
feel.
I like slam him down. He loves that.
Violence on a soft surface doesn't count, right?
As long as I'm not rough. I mean, if I just dropped him on his head, then yeah, that would be ridiculous. But
But on a soft surface.
Sort of says, I don't know what
yeah,
this,
you know, you
this
can still
couple are up
fuck
to,
with his neck. I
but
don't want
it's
to do that.
worrying me, and they
I'll give him a
behave
tombstone
badly in
pile driver, but I won't
response.
actually drop
Then you
him.
get angry with the child. Why do you keep annoying me? And then
But if you put his arms
escalates,
out like this,
and
then
really
you
the
can give him
child
one of
is
those
responding to how you
Mordecai
are.
versions of the
And
tombstone.
really, that's not right.
Yeah, I give him that.
Probably
I do that to him.
You should realise that they do not react well to that. And now for the D word.
I find it
discipline.
interesting how like
This is the one
hard
you've
I've
taken for.
clung on to Mordecai,
course,
and
when
then
I
when I
say
look him up, it
discipline,
was
you
just like the
immediately
He played a
tiniest
vamp,
amount,
yeah.
the tiniest amount of time that he existed.
There was actually a big thing
Locking
where
them in
he
their
tried to
bedrooms, taking
get
front
the-
wheel off their
like, the
tricycle,
rights
you
to
know,
use
the-
that character
all the nasty stuff.
because
That's not discipline.
everyone was asking him to do it.
Discipline
They were
I
just
actually
like,
saw-
bring back Mordecai.
I actually
He's
saw
like,
one of his
"Not
more
allowed
recent
to."
matches.
It's
Is he still active?
encouraging,
Against
rewarding, and
the
molding in
guy
the right
who said
direction.
that state of
remember,
normality
we
was
said
cool.
a
I suppose we
behaviour
bless
Oh,
we
Danhausen.
enemies.
generally
Danhausen. He had a match with
Kevin Thorne
Danhausen.
versus Danhausen?
Yeah, I watched that match. It was great.
the payoff comes
Kevin
from the
Thorne
right
should probably
versus
watch that.
and we want to
Danhausen.
mold the right behaviours
Good old
in what we
Danhausen.
do.
Danhausen
And
puts
the way
curse
that
on
we
all
do
your
know
enemies'
those
state of
behaviours
normality.
is in the subtle mostly.
Thanks.
What is this? I don't understand.
Is through the tone of our voice, that's
Yeah, anyway.
all that sort of thing. And the way we look at our children, the way that you look at them and
He
sort
was
of
so like
transmit
messed up on
love in those
painkillers
eyes
in
and
that.
the
I'm pretty
twinkle in their
sure
eye.
because that was
And
shortly
also,
after he broke his
as you brush
leg.
past them as they play,
Nice.
just sweep past and
You can blame Chris.
say, love you. So it's all this soft stuff. The tones are really the main way that we encourage the behaviours that we want from our children. Whenever they know that they've done good with this subtle stuff, they sort of stand up straight and they see that they are reacting in that way. Now,
I
whenever
wanna
they
know
haven't done good,
Why
we can
people think
transmit that
it's
in
a
another
good
way
idea
with our
to put a
voice again,
static
in a
camera
more firm voice.
seminar
And again, if you're
on
training
tape.
a dog and you said,
You know,
they sort of will
separately
stop
to
at
that, but
point. They don't know
similarly,
what you're on about, but they know
if
they've
I'm
done
going to go to a
something
seminar
wrong.
like
And the same
this,
with
I want
children.
as a
chicken.
parent,
With that
no,
tone
not
of
a
voice, they
chicken,
know
but
that it
just
is
have an
not
open
right.
bar there.
With a flat
hell yeah.
reaction.
Because I'm finding if I'm at a seminar, I'm not really able to pay attention most of the time because I'm just like, whatever. I have to sit here and it sucks. But if I like sitting here drinking a beer and
it sort of shows
Half
you
listening.
that
This, well, I mean,
you've done
yeah.
something very
we'd be
smart.
doing the
It's
same
not
thing
about
if we were actually
if
there
as I
Yep.
talk
with a beer in
and
our
the
hand.
audience walk out,
Which,
I would actually think I'm
when
not
we
doing
went to
anything
our
wrong.
seminars
Yeah,
at the
but as long
pubs,
as
we
you sit
could.
there, I'm probably doing
Well, we
quite
didn't give a
well.
fuck with it. They were
So
talking about
most
mattresses and
Oh,
shit.
we
discipline
learned
is
so much
encouraging
about
in a subtle
mattresses.
way.
I learned nothing because I was busy
But
not
we don't
paying
want
attention,
things
so I didn't
to
give a
be done.
fuck.
I learned all about
It's
what
ready to
mattress
allow.
not to buy.
There's no
Their
great
one?
secret to
Their
this,
one.
because you and your adult
My mattress doesn't have
relationships,
springs.
It's exactly the same way that you know
That's
that
not a
you're
bad
doing
thing.
well.
I got a
I mean,
koala. They're
in your
brilliant.
relationship, if
That's
you're
what
doing
our
good,
couch is.
your partner
You got a
doesn't
koala
give you a
couch?
dollar or a smiley stamp.
Definitely
You
look
know you're
into
doing
whether or
good
not you
because
might
you
enjoy
can
their
sense
mattress.
it.
We probably
Feel
will.
what's
We need a
going
new
on.
mattress.
I'd
We'll
let
get
you
there
go lie
eventually.
on
My
mine,
wife
but my
thinks that
wife
I've
is
got
in
no
there
breast
asleep.
sense,
I'll just
so
colour a little
so
bit.
that-
Should
to
be
the
fine.
point that I really don't
As
care
long as
if I
it's
am
cuddle,
close
not
myself.
coddle.
So if I brought
Yeah,
in
no,
a
I don't have the
jacket
energy for that.
and she had a look at it and said, that's interesting, it's a nice colour of blue.
Just let me
I
watch.
made a major mistake. If on the
No, you
other
just got
hand
to
she
join in.
said, "Oh, where did you get that? And
Okay, but I'll be touching your butt.
that, you know, I've done very well. The words may say
Like that's never happened before.
but we know with the feel.
Yeah.
And that is where most of your discipline is coming from. So, let's
I wonder how many
start
people
with 10
in this
tips
audience
for
are sitting there like,
discipline,
he talks shit
realizing
about
that most of
crystals.
this is
This guy has
also
no
play.
idea what he's talking
The 10
about. That shit
tips.
works.
There has to be a higher
Attention
percentage
is the
than 10,
greatest
you know?
reward.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
most
so.
of that
And I don't mean like in the video watching audience, I mean in that audience.
Yeah, that specific audience.
It has to be higher than 10. And anyone who's bought this video to watch it has to be way higher than 10.
But one great trap is
Percent, not people.
attention.
I don't know how many people
playing
are there.
And so on. But if the greatest reward is attention and the greatest punishment is not giving attention.
I also like that he got
actually
the
in between,
the
shouting
crystal
at them,
talk wrong.
squabbling with them.
We're going way back
Smacking
to
them
like 5
is
minutes into the
actually more
tape. He
attention
said
than
they
giving
burn lavender and put crystals under their arms. You burn sage, not lavender, for one. And crystals go under their pillows, not under their arms.
Than if you cut off altogether.
Like, I know
Do
it.
they though?
It's a bunch of shit.
Messy.
but I
Well,
know
I
it.
think at least sage smells alright.
With children gives
So does
them a
lavender.
payoff.
No, lavender's a bit strong for me.
If you're going to punish,
I want lavender
cut
at the
off
front.
attention, cut it.
Dolores,
I get
so you
allergies.
brush it. Oh, really?
So I'll be having to wear a mask every time I come
The
over.
second
Do anyway.
point of
It's
discipline
COVID.
is
I didn't. No, I didn't
don't
today.
look for logic,
It's in my pocket
don't
or my bag.
analyze.
That counts, right? That means we're not going to get the
She's
COVID.
doing it deliberately. They're not doing it deliberately. They're just
totally
not
gonna get it
thinking too
soon.
much about what they're going.
Cool.
He
My
deliberately
sister-in-law's got it.
disobeys me. I told him not to do it, and 5 minutes
Does that mean
later
you're
he's
gonna
done
get
it again.
I mean,
They've got a very short
probably.
attention span.
Where do you
And
think
anyway,
those one
they
shots
really
went?
Don't quite know what you're on about. I mean,
I
don't
wish I could have sold them
climb
on the
up
black
at
market.
that
I would have
window
got
or
mad
don't touch the
bucks.
video. I mean,
Ah,
they think
well.
about it, but they don't know the value of it. They don't know anything like that. So there's a big
They are
chance that
totally
we'll do it
sought
again.
after.
But it isn't deliberate.
For some
it's just
reason,
they can't
like
help
the
themselves.
government has just fucked that up.
I don't even
So
understand
just be
it.
aware. Don't look for logic. Don't
Why do
analyze.
people want it?
Parents get into so much
They
trouble,
need them.
and then they
Is it
grind
official? Why
clear
can't you
over
just drive
long
down to the
periods of
local
time. They
drive-thru?
debate about good and
Because
evil.
there's too many people
It's an
that
utter
need to
waste
get
of
the test
time.
done.
The
Not
third
enough
bit
people
of
doing the
discipline that's
testing.
really
Just
important
isolate.
is divert. It is your greatest
But remember,
weapon.
people that work
Little
need to know.
children may not know about
And
different
that's where my
calculus.
understanding breaks
Gosh,
down.
they are very easily
What?
diverted.
It's
So when a child
ridiculous.
is about to touch your favorite
Shut up,
ornament,
Jenny.
you can say,
I was just making
"There's
sure.
a dog in the garden." Oh no, it's gone round the corner. And it works every time. Now, it may be dishonest, it may be whatever else, but it
Yeah,
works.
he's right.
Yeah.
Fourth bit of discipline, know the triggers. If
I
was
reckon
to
it'd
ask
be a
you,
nice
if you
little
want to have a really rotten
thing of just
day,
reaction
how
shots
do you
of this
do it?
guy and,
Did you
and
know?
the
There are
stupid
things
other
that
guy that we
wind up
got in a
your
bunch
children.
of the
Things are,
grease
for
tapes and
some
stuff.
children, like going to the
Just reaction
supermarket.
shots of people
Some
going,
children just don't cope with
I have a whole
that.
mixtape of that.
Parents
Oh,
are
really?
Everything is Terrible did one. It's called What a Great Crowd.
oh, we need to make our own What a Great Crowd
They don't
mixtape
know
because we got
that
so many.
actually
We've got so many.
20% of the other children
People
never,
crying.
ever go to the supermarket. They're probably
Because some
the
cockhead
dungeon
told the
underneath
story that was
Grandma's
totally
house.
real.
If
I
they
promise.
don't ever get shown up
You were just
against each
referencing the
other.
last
And so
one of our.
they've got a
Fucking
lot
hate that
fewer
guy.
people altogether. So
That's
really,
okay. I don't think we're
you
going to
need
watch
know
him
the
on
triggers.
Valentine's
Other
Day because we
things
got a
like
different one
going
that's
past,
better suited.
those machines, putting money
Oh,
in the
I need to
machine,
rip it
goes
to
up
see
and
if it
down,
is,
you
but it
put the
looks
money
better
in.
suited.
Once you've done that, it's sort of like giving the first dose of some drug to a drug addict. It really has them hooked forever. You need to be careful about things like that. Tiredness is a bad trigger for children. When they're tired, they don't do too well. Pretty well all children I see behave much
Neither
worse
do
when
I.
they're with their brothers and
Neither.
sisters, or when other children are visiting.
I don't
them
have
on
any of
their
those.
own. But there are triggers.
Apparently.
Traveling is a trigger that doesn't help a lot of children.
Did I tell you
Living with
I
in-laws is a
I
trigger that
snuggled
doesn't help a
Declan
lot of children
like 2
because
weeks
there are too
ago?
many captains in the
You
ship,
said you saw
and
him,
the
yeah.
Titanic
Yeah.
keeps
Hugged
running
him in
into
out
many
front of
icebergs.
Valhalla.
Yeah,
So you need
and
to
then
be careful with
my
those
grandmother
things.
yelled
In
at
our
me.
unit,
Oh, really?
where I work,
I said,
there's
"Oh
a
yeah,
couple
I would have
car.
invited him in
Somebody
for a beer. He would have
donated
came
it
and
to
sat
me.
down and had a beer
There
with me."
has
But you
never,
know,
ever been
we're,
any toy that there have
20
been
years
more
apart,
fights
which means
over.
when I'm
In our
37, which
waiting
I'm
room,
37,
there was
he's
constant
17.
fighting over this
And she
blooming
said no.
purple car.
I'm like,
I
"What do you
don't know
mean
what's
no?"
about
And she
it. I
says,
presume whoever
"He
owned
has
it
his
gave it
birthday
to
in
us, so
October.
we would be punished,
He
not them."
turns a year
But
above
there are
you for a little
certain
bit until you have your
triggers that
birthday."
just don't
Oh.
need
I'm like,
to be
"Above?"
involved with.
And she's like, "Yeah."
A
I'm
mother
like,
told me recently,
"So
she
he's
said that
18?"
there are two
And she's like,
things
"Yes."
that really
Like, why
set
didn't he
my
come into the
child off.
pub?
One
She's
is
like, "I don't know."
changing nappies, and the other is
Damn.
haircuts.
He was 18!
So
He's
we
like,
worked
"No,
out
I'm
the
not coming
exact
into the
change.
pub."
Well, at least now he doesn't have to
Change
join the
the nappies,
military.
you would have everything prepared, and you wouldn't do it always on
Next
the
time I
nappy
see him,
change
I'm gonna
table,
grab him
because
by
when
the
it came
ear,
within
and
10
pull him
paces
into
of
the
it,
pub.
They acted up.
You are-
Because if I ever see him again, it's going to be while I'm in the pub.
The nappies in behind the end.
Shoot him a message. You go like,
Come
hey,
into
come to
the
the pub.
And then suddenly
Come
away
into
you
the
go.
pub and bring your sexy
And we
boyfriend
got
to
over
you.
that. And the
Hell
other one was,
yeah.
was haircuts. And it was impossible. The hairdresser kept getting kicked and it didn't work very well. So what we did there instead was that we used
Hairdresser,
the Samson trick.
hairdresser.
Sleeping.
Oh,
We
uh-oh.
snip, snip, snip. The mother told me.
The thing we're
"There's
lucky
only
with
one
is
problem, Dr. Green. He
Louise.
sleeps in the back of
What's
his
is
head,
very, very
and he's
good
got a
at
very
cutting
long
hair.
bit out
So is
there,
Sam.
and we haven't
They should
worked
get
out
together
how to cope with
sometime.
that.
And then
But
cut our
know
hairs.
where the triggers are. Life is a minefield.
Hairdressing
Daniel.
episode.
Don't
Do we have
Yeah.
any haircut
jumping
tapes
on
left?
them. Steer
We have
around
that
them.
one Breville.
Because it
We've got a
puts you through an
makeup
awful lot
tape.
of
Does
happiness.
that count?
Totally.
Another thing that
We can
is
have
very
them
important
style
is
our hair.
just
Have you seen
seeing
the
show
tape
moving.
cover of that tape. It's so good. I've already put it in our episodes as something we're gonna do soon because I like it. Looks so 80s.
Love 80s.
But you can see the child getting wound up, and it's all going to blow up very soon. My
I don't
idea
have
is
enough
you
cool
get
hair
the
to
show moving.
be
Okay, that's it.
changed.
And you open
Unless
the
you
door
want
and you release the
me to
wild
get my
animals.
hair styled by
So if
Louise
you're
and you
going
to
to
get
the
yours by
supermarket,
Sam,
it's a
then
matter
that
of,
could be
"Here's your
interesting.
shoes, off we go." If you're
As
going
long
to do
as you
something
don't mind the result.
moving, you
I
just
don't care.
don't provide for that business.
Jesus.
Would you like to, would you not?
Jesus.
Would you like to go to the supermarket?
I don't mind who
Would you
does my
like your
hair.
blue shoes, your brown shoes, or your red shoes?
And I'm happy to
Maybe
not
we'll
cut it
just go
until
now.
then.
It's not going to work. It has to be woof. Keep the show moving. Don't let those active little brains hang around and think how they're going to dig in their heels. Another tip with that actually is,
What?
and that is that often we reward a child when he does something. If you've got
The crazy
a
thing is, a lot of these
child,
statements
the
he's
moment
making
they look as
work
though they're
without
about to
context.
Start doing it, you reward. So you say, "Would you pick up that toy?"
You could walk into this
Move
seminar
it
right
a little
now,
bit, because often they'll move it.
and
And
very
be like,
quickly you'll be
Yeah.
well and truly
Go back and
understanding
dig
of
in
what
their
he's
heels.
talking about.
The
Damn,
first
kid.
movement you say, "That's good," and the chances are you'll make it actually move further. And then when they do it, you reward. There are little tips like this that we see. The next bit of discipline, the fifth point, is
It's very
communicate
similar to
clearly
dogs,
and be
honestly.
convincing. This is positive
Reward good
parenting.
behavior.
It isn't a matter of saying, "Would you like to pick up your toys now? You've never done it in your life, but pick them up anyway." It has to be, "John, eye contact, pick up your toys. I'll give you a hand. Here we go." They play you like a poker machine. They try you out because they know that you'll eventually give in and they get a jackpot. But really what you've got to do is to go home. You've got to
What was
win
that?
the poker machine.
That was a weird jump
So
cut right
never
there.
again will there be a jackpot. Never again will 3 lemons be on the screen.
Hey,
You
Craig,
go
what's up,
home,
man?
And as you walk home today,
Hey,
the children
howdy.
line up
Wait,
and
hold on.
say,
What?
Can we catch COVID through Twitch chat?
"The big people
Does the crane have the COVID? And the poots too? Oh, fuck.
Yep. Don't give us COVID. You're good to be here, but just social distance. Give us enough distance.
No deep mouth tongue kissing this time.
Aww, but that's my favorite part. Sorry, Craig.
I mean, I love you. I mean, you're like totally PPDS, PE.
What?
Hold on.
That matters.
No, I've lost it.
No, he sneezed on us. Ah! We're gonna die.
You have the stern face, you cut off attention.
MFO
Involved in that. Have
BB
selective deafness, where they say, "I love you," and you
Fs.
say, "Well, I love you
But
dearly,"
still.
where they say,
What?
"I
Pill
hate
popping,
you,
dope
love,"
smoking, pussy eating, motherfucking outlaws biking.
or you say,
brothers
"Well, I love you
together.
very much," but you don't
Fitty
buy
bits.
into it. Don't get yourself
From the
into
apostrophe.
that sort of a way.
I'm trying my
Put
hardest.
salt
to
on the
remember.
sneeze to kill the germs. Shit, salt it down.
You don't take a stick and poop it
Sorry,
on
I'm
the
trying my
backside.
hardest
Wait,
to remember
put
that. I don't know
kids-
why.
You're
in
standing in the lion's
the
cage at
lion-
zoo, you
In with
say,
the lions at the zoo? What?
"Nice, Mr. Lion.
No.
Not really
But Daniel.
stir you up today. I want to get out of here alive." And same with little children. Don't go stirring
That's
up
another
the
tape
wild
that actually
animals.
has high
Doesn't get you anywhere.
watchability
Just shortens
for our
your life
YouTube channel is the
and makes you
Rockfish one.
prematurely grey.
That's not surprising either, because it just has that charm of that nostalgia
Yeah, but
kind
so
of.
does the other one, but it doesn't get as much watch time
Which
because
other one?
nobody remembers it.
Stir
The
up and bring in bigger and
Come
bigger
Alive.
artillery.
Oh, well, that's
Doesn't
way
work
smaller
very
scale.
well.
so small a scale, and she wants to put it away so no one knows it exists.
Yeah, I feel bad for her.
She's cool though. I
Something
like
happened. You know something happened, and it just.
I love her.
She's a lovely person, and she's like.
I subscribe to her YouTube because she likes to show off businesses that have bad business practices, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a good thing. That's
Yeah.
a very good thing.
Preach it, sister.
Well, go for space. Go for a bit of distance. And the main way, which is the next point, that we go for distance.
Go
is
for speed.
separate the warning parties.
All alone.
Get apart from the child who's really trying to annoy us.
Do you have any
What
cake?
we do when we're really getting locked into this situation is to go for some space. Now, the ways we get space are probably the most popular one is time out, lifting the child calmly, putting him in the
Real
middle
talk, Craig. I hope you and
of
Poots are feeling
here and
okay.
now.
Yeah, don't die. Just be sick.
Yeah.
And don't give it to anybody else.
Be unwell enough to have an excuse not to work for a while, but no more.
Okay, so this is a Gallantry. It's a delicious stout. It's by Valhalla. You've had this before. You like it. You know it. This is a Nail Brewing a VPA.
Ooh.
This is actually stronger than all of this. Do you want the big less strong or the small stronger?
He comes out.
I don't really know.
10 minutes
You
later, he
pick.
does something
I like
naughty again.
Gallantry.
Okay. You pick. And I'm down for this.
Dear mother and father, I'm
This
going
is
to
the
be
bit where we
good
fall
to
asleep.
age of
Uh-oh.
10.
Uh-oh! Ah! Ah! It was a
Yay!
trick! It was a trick all along!
Manages relationship with
Why is that so bubbly?
going for space.
It's been in the frickin' fridge for a week.
Works well.
I go out Thursdays, I get drunk at Valhalla, and I bring home
My mum's
the
is
bag of
bums
mystery
rotting
beers
themselves
for
in bed.
today.
Well, that's going to take a while
You
to
don't
settle.
do that, you can put
Yeah,
yourself
mine too,
in
I'm
actually.
drenched!
Get a bit of
I'm
space.
drenched!
Things are getting very
Yeah, I don't care.
difficult. You can
Do
just
we need to get you a
Nope.
change of
go
pants?
round the
Fuck
block
no.
with a child.
If I smell like beer, then I smell like what I should probably
I got
smell
some
like.
Amuse
The
pants.
feeling is,
In fact, I plan on doing an episode with Mew one day.
I'm
I'm gonna get her to watch Terrific Pants.
You were out just one fucking day?
Space. It is a much
That's so ridiculous.
What do you mean?
The next
Like, he, through his time having COVID, he's only
is
had
when
one day off.
all has finished and all
Well, he had to go
the
into
out of the
work.
Probably working from home, but
Oh, working from home.
fuck that, dude.
incredibly important, because often I see
If it were
parents
regular
who are
flu,
saying,
working is
"Move
just
this
hard
deliberately
and not
out,"
fun.
and there's all this anger goes on.
Y'all need to move here where, like, you have rights and stuff.
When over
And no
for
guns
days.
unless you're a
Mother
hunter
told me recently, whenever he comes out of the room, he
or a
wants to cuddle.
sportsman.
It
Yeah,
is
right.
wrong to cuddle a child because you
Over
No
land
assault
or
rifles, that's for
underwater.
sure. We have hunting rifles, and that is it.
Sportsman and photographer, Bill Porter and
at that point in
son
time,
John and
because we're starting
family.
afresh. We're starting
Never mind, that
afresh.
has settled
Clean
really
slate.
quickly.
Let's get
Yeah.
on.
Wait, is this the one that I had the other day when Chris
The
was
nail.
down?
I think you did.
It's a
Yeah.
story
If it was
I was
strong,
doing
then yes.
talkback radio
It was very strong, that's why I was very drunk.
husband,
Well,
and there was
we.
this mother of a 6-year-old telling me the story.
No, it's not that you're workaholics, because we're part of a generation who are literally not workaholics. We're just forced to do it. We don't have a choice. You want to afford a house? You better be working, like...
I don't know about the working for money thing, but as far as the workaholic is concerned, I'm kind of stuck there. Sorry.
You're the generation up, though. You're the last of
Don't
the...
fucking call me Generation X. I'm a millennial.
Fuck off. Gen X piece of shit trying to fit in with us kids. We're not even kids anymore. The Zoomers, man. The Zoomers. They're evil, I tell you. I promise you.
They keep putting all their music on their TikToks, and I don't understand.
Early Gen Y.
Is that what you call me?
I
don't know.
I don't fucking know.
I got two. Oh, I got called out to a Salvos lately.
Oh, yeah.
I got a whole bunch of those Video Easy tapes.
Oh.
You know where you get two movies?
Oh, wait, 2 movies? I was more thinking you were going to get more of those preview ones.
Yeah, previews.
Like with the trailers and stuff.
No. It's 2 full movies, but it's on one tape, and they're not for resale. So they are previews, but it's like 2 movies. I was thinking maybe we'd if I can work out your little thing that you just told me to download, we'd watch them on Friday, the sound thing, so we can actually watch them with sound.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
we'd watch them on a Friday while I back them up, and then I'd back up all the little bits that are not the movies.
Yeah,
And that
well,
might be
I probably
fun.
won't be there this
But
fucking Friday because
Two,
I don't have internet.
2 of the tapes were Victoria Bicycle Association tapes.
Oh, never mind. That's interesting.
Talking about Gen X, I just think about like extreme sports and bikes come to mind.
Wait, is it extreme
No,
bikes?
no,
or just
no.
a-
It's just dicks riding their
So
bikes.
in other
around
words, when they're
in their
doing like
tights.
the what's
They
that
get
big
my
race?
grandpa around
What's that?
again.
What's that big race in France?
The
Tour de
cyclist at Oz. No, Tour de France.
That one.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I just picked another one up from the recycle like a couple of weeks ago. I got heaps of like bicycle tapes, and I've got a bunch this high of bicycle tapes from the shop that because my grandfather owns a bicycle shop.
Does he still?
No, it's my uncle now. He sold it, but still, it was like a bunch of like rep tapes where they like showing you all the different. Hey, these ball bearings are cool. You want to buy them for your shop? I got a bunch of those. And then I've,
Advertising tapes. That's interesting.
I've
'cause
also
that's-
got like some Matt Hoffman tapes where he's doing tricks and some of the other big guys doing tricks on their bikes. We're going to do a bike episode. We've probably got enough for like 5 bike episodes. I want my grandfather there for one of them before he's dead. That's my plan.
Then let's go. Let's just do it whenever he's ready. We can just do another episode here.
I've got the thing going. It's just a matter of having 3 headphones or doing something.
I will happily take the... I will happily be the one using my phone.
That's the thing. Your program has only got 2 hours.
You can get more.
Really?
Yes, there's another program, but I just didn't want to install it.
I'll install it. Let's get it working.
I'll install it and I'll play around with it so I can actually tell you how it works.
Sounds good, because then we can have Sam around for her birthday. I'm going to force her. In fact, I kind of want to go over to her house.
But again,
and get her
if there's
house
3 of
for
us,
this video.
we don't even need it because we literally can just use the thing where we share the screen. I can just use my phone.
Fair enough. I mean, it's how I think as it is. You know, we're nearly over this tape.
We've bantered our way through it.
We bantered too much of our way through it.
This is genuinely a good tape, by the way. Any parents who may be watching.
Yeah, it's a little too good for us to make fun.
Yeah, I genuinely like this guy.
Yeah, he's got a good personality. He's funny.
If
He's got a
you're
cool
watching,
tie.
fuck you. But if you're not watching, then I like you.
What do you mean? Why are you telling him to fuck himself?
Because if he's watching, he should be working. Boomer.
He's old.
He's a
already
boomer.
Old.
He's a boomer. He's never allowed to stop working because that would be bad for
I had a
productivity.
boomer day on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
You know, Tuesday I take my grandmother shopping. First thing that happened is after I parked and walked my elderly grandmother, who uses a cane because she has lung cancer now, into the shops, is somebody parked in the car parking bay where you're meant to have a pram right in front of the supermarket.
Oh no.
It was a boomer man. He got out. He didn't have a pram. He didn't have a walking stick. He ran past us to the chemist to get his prescription. And I'm like, you're a dick. I want to go let down your tires. And then as we were leaving, there was a guy who was stealing a shopping trolley. Boomer guy. And then also as we were leaving, as we were trying to leave in the car park, a couple of boomers in like bike shorts were like walking in front of us without using the zebra crossing. Just, you know, you guys have got a car, we don't, we're going to walk in front of you sort of thing. And then... Like, I had a real big boomer day. It's like, oh, these people. And every time I whinged about it, my grandmother started laughing, which also made her lung cancer flare up and she started coughing. So I was not only making her happy, but I was killing her at the same time. Hey! Yeah, very boomer day.
It is 95% carrot and 5% steak.
Anyway.
Every now and then you see a boomer who's like, sorry that we suck.
And then you've got to be like, thank you.
No, it's gonna be like, yeah, you do. You really do. Your generation is the worst fucking generation in history.
Because of what they did or because of how they act now?
Both. They fucking destroyed the world, basically, and are still entitled as fuck.
Yeah.
What a garbage generation.
I have to say, though, my grandfather's changed his tune.
He's not a boomer, though.
He's a little bit above a boomer.
Exactly. He
But
does have that work ethic, though.
He used to think that way, and lately he's started to think the opposite way. Because I keep yelling at him every time he starts to be racist or sexualist or whatever. And he's, and because I'm the only person who actually talks to him anymore, yeah.
When it's all over,
I worked all summer to buy my house, damn it.
Holy shit, all summer?
All
Are you
summer.
okay? How did you ever survive?
Well, I didn't survive off ramen because we didn't have anything so simple. We had to eat lamb's liver. And we were lucky to get that.
Oh no, lamb's liver? How disgusting. Wait, no, I want lamb's liver. I can't afford lamb's liver. Fucking I want that. Damn it.
Yeah, because it's become a delicacy instead of the cheap
Yeah.
shit we used to eat, right?
I bought it in cash because I worked hard, and if you work hard and dedicated, you can do the same.
Yeah.
In fucking 30 years,
It'd be funny, even if... You remember those, like, pranks they used to pull where they would pay, like Mr. Beast used to do it, where they pay for a car in, like, quarters?
No. That sounds funny, though.
Yeah, well, they would buy a car in quarters. They'd take in the quarters from the bank in, like, wheelbarrows and stuff, right?
You know, in Australia, you can legally say no to that.
Yeah, we have the laws against it.
You're entitled to say...
In fact, what they did in the videos is they'd ring up first and say, look, we're going to make a video, we're going to pay you in quarters. Will you do this? You'll get your money.
Wait, who's Mr. Beast, by the way?
He's like one of the biggest YouTubers.
No, okay, that's why I wouldn't know him.
Yeah, it's fine. But like, can you imagine buying a house in cash with like the highest currency that we have? It would be like that. It would be like a prank.
Yeah,
Because it
genuinely, yeah. So fucking much now.
Our biggest bill is $100, and like you buy the cheapest house.
It does a
you
rare
find.
$200 bill.
Okay, well if you had those,
If you had all of them, though, you probably still couldn't buy a fucking house with that.
and you buy the cheapest house you can, it would still seem like some sort of internet YouTube video prank
My parents
for the clicks bullshit.
purchased their house in like 1999.
You got to say diggity nine.
No, that's if it was like the 20s or the 30s.
Yeah.
And they bought the house, and it's how many bedrooms? Let me just work this out. 1, 2, 4 bedroom house, 2 bathrooms,
Yep.
separate toilet, massive backyard, a garage that is absolutely
You
goddamn
don't have to pay as
huge.
much rates for a house with an outdoor lobby.
No, it's in the house.
Oh.
It's all in the house, but then the garage has its own toilet as well. And then there was a shed out back as well. Plus a little, like, another shed even further down. Like, it's a huge property, really,
Yeah.
considering where it is. It cost them, I think, $90K in 1999. The house we just
a lot of
bought...
nines.
The house we just bought cost us, I think,
400.
$480,000?
Really, nearly 500.
Nearly $500K?
Yeah.
At the, like, middle of nowhere sort of end of the town. We're at 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, much smaller backyard. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? My parents are easily going to make like 600 to 700K when they sell their place.
Yeah, you bought a little later than us. You don't want to know how much this shithole cost us. Because it was cheap compared to everything around us.
But
Everything
that's nonsensical,
around us
because this
is-
is not a neighborhood that should be expensive, but it is.
Totally is, because we got Louisa's build up on the other side. And that's becoming cool and new.
But it's not, because junkies are moving there too.
Anyway, we got this for about $340.
It'd be worth more now.
It's worth about 6.5 to 7.
Yeah, it would be.
And then the thing that scares me most isn't so much how much it's worth, it's more the fact that Sam's parents bought this and they're going to want to sell for the profit. And I'm like, but I just want to live. I just want to live! Profit ain't worth shit when it comes to life, right?
What did an apostrophe say? My dad is a boomer, my mom is early Gen X, and you're early Gen Y.
So many different personalities in one household.
It's interesting that, like,
Oh yeah.
boomers are just boomers. Gen X are like the disenfranchising beginning, and then Gen Y are the... Okay, life is just like this. And then me as a millennial, it's just, I've been doomed from the start. And then you have the Zoomers who are just like, the world is gonna die!
Yeah, but at least you get internet and you got to watch people get covered in slime.
You got to watch the same shit.
I'm not that much older than you, come on.
I'm just saying.
Also, Napastriof, I wanted to publicly announce the fact that I enjoyed the fact that you posted some selfies of Snowbeard. I really enjoyed Snowbeard.
I liked Snowbeard too.
Snowbeard was so good. I just didn't want to like type something it wouldn't appreciate as much as it needed.
It's BS for the boomers to get these sweet perks. Yeah, have you seen that in America?
You're gone. You talk to me while I read. This
you-
thing is too small.
Have
for
you seen
this.
it in America, right? Student debt goes into the hundreds of thousands for like a course that doesn't even cost $100,000 to do. However, boomers can do
course at about the age of 2.5.
Boomers can do,
Though, I read that there are a number of
like,
fools
they
that
can get
have
education
sons.
for free
That's another problem.
in America. Like, these courses that are costing, like, millennials and Gen X and Gen Y and stuff. Well, Gen X might even be able to do the cheap stuff now. I don't know. But Gen Y, Zoomers and millennials and stuff are paying shitloads for these courses that the older generations just get for free. So student debts are out of control for people who can't afford it, but those who probably can because they've had their, you know, they bought their house for $20,000 are getting it for free. Nice ears, nerd. Cheers, self.
Wimpy little bits of telephone cord on their wrist to hold on to them. They've got the full, you know.
This is now a Boomer Haters stream.
Not drinking to that. Soph can go fuck himself. They're cute.
He said nice ears.
Cute
and then
as
called
shit.
me,
Come
am I not a
on.
nerd? Are you going to seriously sit here and say that I'm not a nerd?
Yeah, sure. You're a nerd, and you got stupid ears, but still, he's being.
He said nice ears. I'm gonna
That's
take.
just the
I'm taking him
words.
at face value.
All right.
I'm taking him at
If I want to
face
take him at face
value.
value, then I'll love his red locks on his face.
Enjoy it while you've got it. 'Cause at the age of
Delicious
8, you might
ginger
find yourself
nuts.
happy with that. They may not be one for everyone.
The problem is, Craig, you're like the amount of debt you're going to be in for how long to pay off the house is just a lot more than what previous generations have had.
The other thing is to reduce the junk so you don't have so
All
much
this
stuff
just
around.
because the guy who's telling us about kids has got grey hair.
Yeah.
Break up into lots of little
Genuinely, yeah, that's how this came out. I like this guy though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do like this
He's
guy.
speaking sense, and he's sponsored by.
I will probably actually watch this on my own sometime.
It's up. It's coming out at 3
Oh,
o'clock tonight on your
incognito
channel.
mode so that I get the view hours.
Your view hours are up to 3,800
Holy shit!
out of 4,000.
Someone go put my videos on just all day and just don't turn them off.
For 200 hours.
Just load up the obscure tape time playlist and
yeah.
just play it in the background on mute. Just mute the tab, not the actual video. Mute the tab just in case.
Either that or watch AFL until you understand it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
No, it's going to take more than another 200 hours.
Well, once we get monetized, I don't care. Give up then.
Hey, I've been doing a good job at backing up these tapes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, somebody asked for
I did see that they asked for a tape, and you're like, I literally just found that one.
and that's what's going up this Friday.
Hey!
Hey, no one taped over it. It's
Yay!
not Oprah.
That's
Hey.
even better.
Although I kind of like the idea of the Bert Newton stuff. I'm going to work on that, I think.
It'll be worth it.
And if you cut this a bit long enough, generally by the time
Do you want me to send you the stuff from the 80s tape?
Other things are you can put a bit of
Because he was in that like Sydney opening thing, the
Oh.
entertainment center opening.
I'm not ready yet.
I mean, I only have very little of him
I
actually
want to
featured in
find a
that.
way to go through your stuff that I've uploaded and your old stuff first, and then do my stuff that's on my hard drive, and then work on other stuff.
Certainly, immobilizing is the way to go. I can
We're
remember
going to become an
years ago,
archive
Mother telling me
project.
that her
We already are an archive project. We always were, because we upload the full tapes anyway.
Yeah, but I want to make it like annoyingly so people start unsubscribing more. I mean, we've got more watch time than we've ever had on your channel, but we've also had
Significantly.
minus 15 subscribers in the same
Yeah,
amount.
I think genuinely over the last year I've lost about 50% of my subscribers.
Yeah, but we've had more watch time
Yeah.
to the point where we're going to get monetized in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What's with that? Fuck subscribers.
AFL, that's why.
They ain't worth shit.
AFL and guitar players who have died recently.
We need to do more music episodes.
all-night service station outside.
That's alright. Next week is Australia Day. I think we're actually doing an episode on Australia Day.
Really?
Yeah. And our Australia Day video is a bunch of people playing yachts.
I can't wait for that. That actually sounds like it's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah, if we listen, because we're not listening to this.
Maybe I'll get us some VB. Or some counting. Forex gold.
Can we not have counting?
You don't count and draw?
And it just allows the door to open this amount. They can see
Not
the
even a
light
Foster's?
I'd go Northern any day.
can't afford
I don't mind Northern lager.
That's not a meme though, because that's genuinely a good beer.
Yeah.
you're worrying about them.
VB is gross, dude. I mean, Foster's is the worst. Like, that is the garbage tier. I wonder if it always tasted that bad or it only got bad when it got outsourced.
You know, I find
You know
it.
it's not made in Australia anymore? It's made in Southeast Asia.
I wouldn't be surprised. Australians outsource everything to Asia. Oh, boomer talk.
But immediately Mum said, don't.
You know why we do? Because boomers are running the companies! And it's cheaper. They make more money that way.
Yeah, they sell it off. And then they complain about it.
Then they complain, yeah.
Realize that they've caused pain. They realize
But then they ask why people don't have jobs that aren't McDonald's
they
and...
don't have it worked out.
We should go get jobs at McDonald's.
So really what you've got
If I got a job at McDonald's, I'd be fired within a day.
Yeah.
Because the moment I was
I didn't
told I
tell
was
you
not
how
going
long
quick
you
enough,
had to keep it. I just said we should do it.
the moment they tell me I'm not
for
like working
stories.
fast enough or good enough or anything, I would just be like, then fire me because like this is what you get.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I want
done.
I want you to say that. I want to not quit. Be fired.
I'm done with
I
that shit.
want to push him as much as you can.
I was way too much of a pushover at my last job, and never again am I gonna take bullshit.
Yeah,
from
because
a
you were
shitty
putting-
fucking job.
Weren't you putting Ben and Jerry's ice cream in the bin, and you were like, one for the bin, one for me, because I'm gonna have some Ben and Jerry's ice cream if it's gonna go in the bin. You got in trouble
I would do
for
things
it?
like that, yeah.
But you got in trouble for it, yeah?
Of course.
It's going in the bin. Why is that your
Because
problem?
that's stealing.
It's stealing if it goes in your belly.
It's like, oh, this dim sim has to go out. Well, I'm gonna eat it. I don't give a fuck. Tell me
Yeah.
off.
But it was gonna go in the bin otherwise.
Are we gonna sell it? Are we gonna sell this? Are you gonna buy this? If I was still working there now, or if I was
What
like,
you needed to do is learn sleight of hand, so you can be like, okay,
No!
dim sim is going in the bin,
Fuck that.
and then you put it behind, and you put it in the back pocket.
no, fuck that. I would just be like, buy, bin.
It's
But
it's
bin.
it's crap because they need like a different clause where you're allowed to do that as long as you waiver any kind of like food poisoning lawsuit. Because that's why you're not meant to have it.
No, it's because they don't want people being like, oh, well, this bag of chips is going out. I better just take that.
Well, they'd rather it in the bin than in somebody's.
No, what I mean
belly.
is,
I
they're
mean,
just
fuck
like,
them.
it's like taking, like, for example, like, this still has a week left on it.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. It says it's going out, cameras.
Well, they could easily put in different laws about like how long or whatever.
Well, the thing is, they genuinely have, like, they log these things as to when stuff comes in, so it's ridiculous. Where I work,
So it has to be that way. Now I know it's
dumpster diving is legal there. That's a good thing.
but it's the only way.
You know what they do in some places here? Like some bakeries do this. They literally spray the stuff they throw in the dumpsters with poison.
Why? That's so rude.
That should be genuinely illegal.
It should be sent to farms to be fed to
It should be given to
cows.
homeless people who literally could use the food.
and homeless cows.
Oh my god, dude.
They don't know about the
We could be feeding people who need food. Instead, we're poisoning stuff so someone doesn't get a free donut.
are some children it is
What a joke. What a
Dumpster diving
joke.
is so cool. I want to live. I want to move now. I don't want to live in nice Australia. I want to live.
Let's
a,
learn
a
French.
friendly community.
Let's
We'll
learn
move to
French.
Montreal. We'll hang out with
Move to
Elaine
Quebec.
and Napastry off like every second
God,
week.
I would love to sit down and have dinner with you guys.
Give yourself time so as you can sort it out. And if
I remember that song.
car seat, you can then stop and you can then see it through. People are very keen on doing
It's a liability thing most of the time, but everything's a liability.
Look, if you're getting food out of a dumpster, then you should be liable.
That's it. If it's in the dumpster, it's tough shit. Like, if you get sick
Like,
eating it, then
instead
it's in
of-
the dumpster for a
Instead
reason.
of spraying it with poison, just introduce a law that says you get it out of the dumpster, you're liable.
never go with the car out of
You know, by the time I quit, there were these customers used to come in that were like
rush hour, harbour
rude,
bridge,
and I just didn't
8
like them.
lanes of
Yeah.
traffic.
But then one day they came in,
Jumps out of
and they're just like, "Is the manager in?" And I was like, "No. Why would he be in?" It's like 11 o'clock. He's like, "Good." You know how much I hate that guy? And they just like said how much of a cunt this manager was. And I was like, you know what? You can have free chips today. And then we became friends. There were these. They were boomers, but they hated the manager as much as I did, and we bonded over that. Yeah, but here's the thing, Craig. Like,
You can easily
if it's
write
in
a
the
law.
dumpster, and you don't spray it with poison and they get sick,
It's a very easy law to write to say anything that is in the out box is not liable to the store.
Yeah, that's right. If it's in the trash, literally in the trash.
I remember
But
my
of course-
ex-wife used to work at KFC, and I'm like, just bring home that bag, that dumpster bag, because they have a dumpster bag in the shop that all they do is put burgers in that have been sitting there for more than 2 hours. I'm like, dude, I have stuff in my fridge from 3 weeks ago that I still eat. I don't give a shit.
I agree, Craig, that once it's... Yeah, eat it at your own risk. Go ahead.
Eat at your own risk
Who
is
cares?
a law
Because to
they
be honest,
should be
if
able
you're
to
not
put in.
selling enough shit during the day, then make your food better or advertise better. Don't
Yeah.
blame the people who are like eating the shit out of your dumpster, and don't fucking poison your food like an asshole.
There should be a liable thing where they put a sticker on it that says this is half price. Also, eat at your own risk.
But they do that here. They do the half
I
price.
know
thing.
they do that here in
And
like
then they
good shops.
poison it and throw it out.
At good shops, they do
No,
that
most
here.
places will do that. They'll be like, end of the day, here, take 5 of these.
There's a bakery on Thompson's Road that'll sell you a garbage bag, proper garbage bag full of old bread, and they say this is not for human consumption, which means if you eat it, you get sick, you can't sue them. But still, you can just eat it, right?
Or you can take it down the pond and feed it to the birds,
Yeah.
which is
If
what
you
I
want.
would use it for.
Talking about birds, the pigeons have found my special stash.
Oh no.
I have lorikeets that come. We had like 10 lorikeets the other day. I was so happy. I was watching all those coloured fuckers like.
That's
hang
one
from
thing
the-
that I've loved about moving to where we've moved to is that like we get so many birds and like different kinds of animals that we see running around, whereas before we saw nothing.
You got Bilby?
Haven't seen a bilby yet.
Oh, no one does.
See koalas everywhere.
I don't think they exist. I think they're one of those robot Australia things.
It might be. It's fake news.
I like that my back deck is in the sun. The pigeons kind of sit there and they do this thing where they put their wings out and like do solar panels. It looks like they're dead. They just lie on the back. It's like, there's a dead bird on my back here. You open the door and they're like, and they fly off. It's like, oh,
They're just relaxing.
they're so laxing. It's funny. Pigeons, they become loafs. And we've got like 3 different pigeons that come here as well. We've got dark pigeons. We got doves, which are kind of prettier and sleeker. And we have those ones with the mohawks.
They are fascinated.
The mohawk ones are the best.
Because when they fly away, they go... They make this weird noise when they fly off.
No problem.
Anyway,
What is the ideal
we didn't learn anything about toddlers. We're talking about other shit.
Well, I mean, I know everything anyway. He's generally just saying like,
Let them cry.
let them cry a bit.
Don't reward them for
Don't
being
reward them
dicks.
for being fucking assholes.
We did the same thing, I think, through the dog training video.
No, that video we spent the whole time being like, puppies, look at that puppy, let's talk about puppies.
We should get some more dog training videos. Either that or watch Shih Tzus again, because I like watching the vet go. Anyway, if your dog is having troubles...
It's like, why didn't you say this before you put your finger in his ass?
We always overplay that.
Yeah. To be fair, I think we remembered it real bad because of how fucked up we were the night we originally watched it.
Yeah, but we get fucked up every week now.
Not nearly as bad as we used to 10 years
You
ago.
want to get out the absinthe?
I could go some absinthe.
I don't have any.
Neither do I.
I have more beers. You
I'll have
don't?
another beer.
If you're planning
Oh.
another baby,
I don't want another
how do you
beer.
introduce the toddler to the baby? Have a lot of trouble. Well, generally there is.
Alright, I need to hear this.
Most toddlers are really very interested in having a new baby. Whenever you're pregnant, you talk about the new baby.
What if
not
Jackson's a
in
dick?
Great details about all what's going to go on. Just things they can understand. Things like many cooing animals. Toddlers know about them. They know more about that than anyone else in the world.
We're down to the generics.
A new brother or sister, someone to play with, those sorts of things you talk about, but not too much else. When you go to hospital, have it worked out who is going to look after the toddler when you're in hospital, because otherwise They will maybe resent being left with a stranger.
That's going to be an
and you
interesting
may
discussion with
feel
Tori, actually.
repercussions of that when you get back
Who's
from
gonna
hospital.
look after your
In
toddler?
hospital,
Who's gonna
get
look after
the toddler
Jackson,
to
Will?
visit you.
It'll be
So
Nanny,
they go
right?
and they see
I don't
the
know.
new
I would
baby
kind of like my mum to do
show
it.
them the
Oh.
new baby and try and have some little presents for them in hospital so as they feel
I'm just going to move these over here so it's not in the way of the microphone. I'm worried about it blocking off that.
In the bed. Nowadays, Florence Nightingale type nurses really don't exist anymore. Nurses now like little children to climb over beds.
Why not?
They don't really mind all this sort of closeness going on. They think it is really something you need to encourage. When you go home, make sure, if possible, that Dad holds the baby and you've got arms free for toddler so as they don't feel that they've missed out. And then when you're doing things like feeding and so on, give all that side stream attention. So you're feeding the baby and you're talking to them, you're letting them be mother's little helper, you're reading them a story. And
Dude,
that's
when
the way.
when Tori's feeding, you know, the next baby, because she apparently still wants one, I'm going to be throwing stuff at Jackson.
Sometimes there is
Hey!
a thing called
You!
6-month
Come here!
sting. And that is
She's
just
gonna get a rude
baby
awakening when she
arrived, everything was
finds out
wonderful,
that you've already
get
had a
along so
vasectomy.
well. Then at 6 months, the toddler is behaving very badly with the baby. And the reason
We're gonna
for
do
that
it
is in the
together.
first 6 months they lie
I
there.
genuinely want to ask, like, when we go to get it done, can we have support people in there so we can hold hands?
Yeah.
Like, I literally want that to be a thing.
Yeah, you and me.
And people
We're
can
both
just
going
laugh
together.
and look past
Yeah.
the toddler and say, "Isn't she lovely?"
I already said that at my last family wedding get-together thing.
Just need to be aware
So
that
much so that people rang my wife afterwards and said, "Are you okay with this?"
But it's just not. Only children. Are they disadvantaged? Well, if you actually look
I
at
think
the
it was at
science,
the
only children
baptism of
actually
the
are
latest
advantaged
child.
in many ways.
Oh
It
dear,
seems
no
that
baptisms
generally
here.
only
The way I
children
see it,
get
if Jackson wants a
more than
baptism when he's
they
older, he
do
can
for
fucking
their
have one,
parents'
that's fine.
time. And they do
But I'm not
very
going
nicely.
to make him
There is
do
a
it when he can't even
disadvantage, and the
speak.
disadvantage is they miss out on playing with peers, and often they have got
Oh
adult
boy,
attitudes
when he
that
can
be a little
speak.
bit boring and sort of
He's gonna
adult
have a lot to
things,
say.
sort of more like little adult
I have to
children.
teach him
He's
words
gonna
to
have a
soften
lot
the
of
blow.
nothing to say, and we'll miss him.
to actually settle in. But when you add it all up, there isn't any great disaster in only children, and people shouldn't worry about it if that is their chosen or the course that they're going to take. When you start reading to children, early,
No one's gonna get
Like-
that.
15 months, something like that, showing books, and at books they're going to sort of fiddle with the pages, but then they will be looking
It's
at
just for
dog,
me.
cat, and all this sort of thing. And you just start from there, and you read. They won't
So,
understand
we
those
have a
books, so
timer to the
you
top
start
left.
early, and it's a very good habit.
But we also
The
have that
eventually
Nestle
is
cow,
that they will
Mio,
learn
Constantly
in
chilling in the
just
bottom right there.
constantly.
how to settle
I
it.
mean, this is like
Good
precursor
reading
to
is one
YouTube
of the
videos,
greatest
right?
ways of
Just
getting
having
kids
that
to sleep. The worst
Sponsor?
thing about getting
sponsor
sleep
thing in the
at
bottom
older
right.
age
Or just like
groups,
a
school age are the ones who
"don't
cannot
steal my
read
video, this
because
is
they
who
are
owns
ones
it"
who
sort of
romp
thing.
around if they can read a
That
book,
guy's
they
like,
go to sleep quite
I
quickly.
only
I know
really
myself.
thought I'd be
Give me
here
a
for
medical
half an hour.
textbook, and I'm
He's
sitting
here. No, his wife dragged him here, and he's just like, I don't care. I've got work in the
And
morning.
what you do with a
I
toothbrush
thought this
is when they're
had,
in
this
the
wouldn't be this long.
This is not a good use of my Saturday. I could be at home.
chew on
We could be
than
making
anything
the
else.
loves
Sort of
and
do
making a
this
new
sort of
baby.
business, but just so as they get a feel for the toothbrush in their mouth, and you can do it at that stage.
And then they could look after
Use
each other, and then we
toothpaste,
don't have to
which
deal
is
with them.
not super blast
At this point, Jackson
toothpaste
finds
that
teeth brushing
burns
funny,
their
so
mouth, and a great
we're lucky
sausage
for
of
now.
toothpaste this
He's
long,
got teeth enough to
tiny
brush.
bit of some
Yeah.
child
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't
Woof.
bitten me yet.
Not yet.
just
Joshua
start
has.
early.
Have I told you about the Jays? By the
No.
way.
They all drop out.
So yours is Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The next one won't be Jay, though.
Sister-in-law is Joshua.
Try very
Is it actually spelled Joshua? Like with a W-A?
That's just me.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious.
room for error.
The sister-in-law just had a new one. Is James?
James.
Little children love their
Um,
cuddly bears,
Sam's
their
best
little
friend's
rugs that they
sister
carry
had
around
one
with them.
called
Put up some type of one of the really cute things that
Juniper,
the
I
children
think.
have.
Juniper.
Some children
Was
aren't
it
into
Juniper
comfort
or
items, but some do.
January? I don't know. It was
And I
it was
don't
J.
mind if they're
Oh wait, here we go.
bears and their
Craig
rugs
just
that
said
they
something about the
carry
baptism. Well, he said it probably
I don't
before.
mind really up
Unfortunately,
to
the chat's a bit
them.
small,
If
so
you've
I
got
struggled to read it without leaning in.
it
So
gives
I'm
you some
sorry.
form of security
Baptism
and they enjoy them.
typically it is generally without consent. Yes.
Yeah,
In fact,
you-
I remember in
you
high
must
school.
have the God in you.
And there's
I remember in
Splash.
high school.
what they're interested
There was a
in is
super religious girl in my class, in my media class. No, my drama class actually. and we had to each like do a project, and her project ended up being that she had not consented to being baptized, so she wanted to do it again so that she could appreciate it. And the whole time I'm like, wow, that's like that's some dedication to your religion and stuff. That's wild. Why are we okay with this? Circumcision, dude. That's the one word I'm going to use right here.
No, don't.
Circumcision.
No.
That is done without the consent of the kids, and it can really fuck them up. It can genuinely cause damage.
Don't touch my peenie.
As a medical procedure that needs to happen, I understand it. Like, if there's something wrong and it needs to happen.
Yeah, one of my friends has had a small opening and had it removed because of it.
Yeah,
That's fine.
it's fine. No fucking problem there. However, when you just are just like, oh, my son is born, let's chop his dick. Why? What? Why?
I don't mean to get overly sexual, but like I do. Sometimes my wife pretends, not pretends, but like will treat me as if I've been circumcised. I'm like, no, it's too sensitive down there.
Yeah, that's a weird thing, isn't it? The
It's so
sensitivity
bad.
thing.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, don't pull it back all the way and touch it, you jerk. Just leave it up a little bit.
I think that if you're prepared
I don't fully mind that.
I do. I don't want it touched. I do this thing where I go like this.
One of the things parents often tell me is
Gives her power. Gives
Totally
her power
does.
over you.
Yeah.
And grandma spoils the child stupid, and the child doesn't know where the child is at all. Well,
So anyway, I
Oh,
think
grandma, the grandma problem. Oh, the grandma problem.
that's the end of part 1. Do you want to watch the
What
next
time
part?
is it? Your
It's
phone's right
12:30. 7.
when you look at children's development,
12:37.
nothing is
Fuck
more
it, you know what?
important than
I'm having a good
speech
time.
and understanding.
Yeah, you're gonna watch the whole double feature with this?
No, it's an hour and a half though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's another hour and a half.
I think by the next hour and a half I might be exhausted.
On track. If
Remember what happened in the very first episode we did?
Welfare
We were like, let's keep going!
So you're treating this as if
do things
it's
together.
fun and exciting because
This
it's in a
isn't
new
terrible
place.
twos. It's
No, I'm
a
just-
magic
That's
I'm-
kind of how I feel about anal.
Brought to you
Yeah,
by
well.
Nestle Mayo, in the interest of children's development.
Yeah, pee-pee.
For little kids to grow into big kids.
But yeah, I don't know. If you have something short to put on, I'm down to watch it. Short tape. Yeah, I don't know.
I put the other tape on and trying to fast forward it until there's some ads.
Helping kids develop.
But
I could also just say, you know, do you have the other Hillbilly Goats tapes still? Just put one of those on. Put a cartoon on. Put a cartoon on. Oh, never mind. You don't have to go to the shed. We can end. All right. He's. I said if you don't want to go to the shed, just we can end. Don't worry about it.
Ah!
Ah!
I'll go find a cartoon.
All right. Go find a cartoon.
I have to go to the shed.
I gotta lean forward so that if any chat happens in the meantime.
My headphones are going to do that thing where they don't exist
Yeah,
anymore.
just leave them. Just leave them here. And Apostrophe's excited about cartoons. So, we talked a lot of shit during that tape, but it was actually a good tape. I think that's why we talk shit more during certain tapes, is it's like, because they're actually, like, good tapes, we're not as interested in watching them. It's like, you know, like, I can sit down and watch The Room and talk to people, but if it's genuinely, like, in every way a good movie, or, like, it has, like, a good message, or it's well made, I can sit there and watch it on my own, and I would rather just shut up and watch it. So, like, in terms of that, we could have sat down and just watched it, but that wouldn't really be in the spirit of the show that we do. You can just go watch the tape on the YouTube in a few hours' time. However, when it's bad, we can talk over it and laugh at it. So instead, when it's a good tape, the discussion just kind of goes all over the place, you know? Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. At the same time, though, like, for a good example is, like, the movie Reanimator. I don't think I've ever watched that without talking over the top of it, but it is genuinely a very good movie. It just... I think there's a very fine line with it, where it's like the good stuff is fantastic, and so discussion won't necessarily be on it, because you'd rather make fun of something rather than not, right? Uh-oh.
Half an hour more?
Let's go. I got half an hour. I got the half
You
an
want
hour.
to introduce it?
I will do my best. We're going to watch Old MacDonald's Farm and Other Animal Tales, a Golden Book video classic. I was actually going to buy one of these, but I think this might have actually been the one, so I'm glad I didn't.
We'll read the back and stuff.
Old MacDonald's Farm. Come to the MacDonald family reunion and sing along with Ma and Pa and an unforgettable group of kinfolk as they sing the classic song, Old MacDonald had a farm. We all know that one. Derp.
Derp.
Derp. Are you actually having a brew, Craig? Despite the COVID? If so, I appreciate your dedication to the needing of a brew. The wolf and the kids. Mother goat warns her kids never to open the big door to strangers. No, never to open the door to strangers. Why did I say the... Oh, because the... But the big bad wolf tricks them. I got the big. For some reason, So, when I read... Yeah, COVID won't stop me. That's my dog. When I see... I like taking the words up and above and below. Oh, that's for me. I posted on Discord as... Now you just need to say something like, I'm a dumbass and nobody likes me. But yeah, when I read, I for some reason take in all the words above, below, left, right. So I really struggle to, with comprehension and stuff. However, the mother goat and Billy soon have the situation sewn up and the wolf has the worst day he can remember. I'm a dumbass and no one likes me. I've been hacked! I've been hacked! I didn't type in my own password for sure. No, I've been hacked. The musicians of Bremen. This one actually immediately is more interesting than the other two. Starstruck Donko and his best friend set out to become musicians in Bremen.
I love that tale. Okay, so when I played D&D, I had a pet donkey that would carry my shit around. And I named him after the donkey from Bremen.
Donko.
No, there was another name for it.
Oh.
Maybe I called him Brennan.
But this musical version of an old tale has a new twist. In the end, the musicians discover that their real joy is to share their work, fun and songs.
Yeah, because in the original, they just killed the robbers.
I'm going to go pee.
Yeah, you go pee. You know where it is.
Do
way.
I?
No.
This way? Is the bedroom down here? Right?
Yeah, that way. No, I'm going to just stand here and do a little dance. I should probably put on the headphones a little bit. Nobody. Na 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 na. So we're here at my house and my VCR, it doesn't have a remote control. So we're going to have to get up in a minute. Also, I think Pete will probably need his new beer soon. Yeah, I'll just put that there. We've been pretty good. This is his first pee time. Ah. But in the meantime, we have a thing to fill out. We're going to do a maze. Should I scan this? Oh, yeah. We have lots of burbs outside. I buy, ever since Banshee passed, Sam likes it when I buy the wild bird seed in like the 5 kilo packets. And we feed the doves, the pigeons, the sparrows. We have blackbirds. We have some sort of spotted somethings. We have pied warblers that come over, magpies. We have rainbow lorikeets, honeysuckers. Yeah, you can have another beer. It's all good. All these things. Are you ready to play? We're going to learn about toddlers and talk through it now. Watch some cartoons. Put your headphones on.
Oh, yeah. I should probably do that. I would have got there eventually. I would have been like, wait, I can't hear anything.
Alright, guys. Pete's not in his own house and he's feeling like he can just relax too much.
Yeah. Wow.
I need to back this tape up now and include it in
On the release schedule.
Yeah. It's alright, it'll come out tomorrow.
Old Mackie D.
This is a Golden Book video, which previous Golden Book videos we've watched have been the ones where we learn usually. This one's just songs.
I mean, it's probably like learning for preschools rather than learning for grade 2s or 3s or something.
Still, I should have kept it to play with the Billy Goat Gruff video. Yeah, circus videos is fine. We'll find something else to go with it. It's kind of funny because next week is Australia Day, but the week after we're going to watch cartoons as well. Watching Hulk Hogan's.
I'm into it.
Yeah. You know, if we cut out the cartoons, we can have those weird segments and actually get profit off them.
Wait, what do you mean?
The segments between the cartoons where it's just the guys going, yeah, this cartoon is going to be...
Oh, right, the actual Hulk Hogan-y bits, yeah.
Yeah. Which is the bits that are most interesting, right?
No, maybe?
I don't know. We haven't watched the cartoons yet. Richard's scary.
An alarm clock or a bird outside? Oh, right. That's where the birds...
You have me a lot. Yeah, well, I opened the door.
Old
You can hear
MacDonald's
them
farm.
well. I
Whatever.
went down to the shed and grabbed something real quick.
I'm old MacDonald. Welcome to my farm. On my
Look at the
farm,
animation
I
on
have
this.
chickens.
There's no animation. It's all stills.
Oh, it's animated by zooming.
I have a cow.
Ooh, zooming.
I milk Moosie every
Yeah,
day.
see this movement?
Moosie is very cooperative.
Animation.
Most of the time. Our biggest job on the farm is growing
wait.
pickles. Pickles are our life.
Richard's
Our
scary
MacDonald
books.
puts out the best pickles in the valley. She always wins a blue ribbon for her pickles at the
Oh,
county
look
fair.
at pickles. Oh,
Pickles.
yeah.
I like me a
My
good
favorite.
pickle.
Sweetest little gherkin I
pickle.
planted this year.
Now, Pa, wait for the boys to get to the table.
It's my favorite part about,
Matt,
like,
Mike,
whenever we're like, you know what,
supper's
we don't want to
ready.
have dinner.
Supper time
Jackson
is often
will
very
actually eat a
lively
Happy
on
Meal.
Old
It's
MacDonald's
like, I
farm.
get the pickles.
Because you think that the baby shouldn't have pickles and you eat
He
them?
won't eat the pickle.
Or you just eating the pickles because you don't
It's,
care.
well, he won't eat them, and
How do you know?
because we've tried to give it to him
Aw,
once,
can't we get away
and he
from
wouldn't have it, and
farm for a
I've
few
accepted that.
We could go to see
So that, yeah, it is me being like, oh well, bugger, I guess I have to have it then.
Lots of work
Yeah.
to do.
Oh, we haven't been off this farm all summer.
What do you mean sounds racist?
Pa works hard.
What do you mean the word pickle?
Pa, bath time.
What's with the echo as well?
Now, where
Do
did
we
those
have echo?
little rascals go?
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think
I
it's in the
can't hear
tape.
echo.
Now, don't come out until you're clean from nose to tail.
I've got no echo.
Mike, watch out.
All right,
for the
I can just
baby
hear your
sharks.
headphones.
Yikes.
Yeah, probably, that's what it would be.
Watch me do a handstand.
Splash.
Kite away.
Are we like too quiet now?
Boys, all right.
Us?
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're just drunk.
Time.
Here we go.
We're going into the red.
Not now. We're going
Sometimes.
to miss pig video.
Yeah, when we're
Time
not
you
being
settle
like.
down.
This tape just seems like it just lives at a higher level.
Care for an after dinner deal?
Like the last one was kind of,
Mind if I do, Ma?
it varied a lot, so like the high points were harder to hear.
What are you boys? Pa?
Is pickle a racist word, Grace? See, I wouldn't know. I'm so out of the loop now.
I'm not racist enough to know what's racist.
I'm old now to the point where I don't know what people think is offensive anymore. And
I think what
hate
people
change.
think is offensive is when you tell them that you're going to take both your balls and your nutsack and just kind of insert them into their butthole.
he's a dog.
That's
I want to do
racist.
that.
And all the others.
Yeah, well, that's why it's racist.
Are you boys gonna help me with the wash?
Right away, Ma.
Oh, the bumpkin country accent? Do you mean as in they're racist or it's racist?
Oh, you mean
Like,
they're being racist against, white folk?
You
Well,
can't
then
be
you
racist against the privileged, can you?
No, bugger 'em.
I'll get you oiled.
Oh, no. Oh, they're having a go at the way I live and the way that I like to own my slaves.
Henny, honey, get cracking. We're going to a family reunion.
You can't tell me not to own slaves, that's racist. You're being racist against the South.
Papa, wake up! I have pictures to show
We
you.
can drop the racism topic. Uh-oh. I think we've... Are we maybe taking it too far here? That's 10 to 10 cartoon. I love the dichotomy there. Craig just being like, is that racist?
It might be racist. Oh, now you're
Racism,
being
maybe.
racist because you're talking about being racist. Napastrioff is like, I like
Kitty!
this cats.
He's like, oh, Kitty.
Extra food we need for the reunion.
More puppy.
Puppy doing
That
burnouts.
car though. That car looks angry, dude.
Ready to roll.
Urgh. Splush.
Here I come.
Fresh eggs.
Slide, little fella. Dingo and red coming through.
This is not what I thought it would be.
What did you think it would be?
Just the song. I thought it would be a really long song.
Hold on. I'm so busy passing.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had 100 bottles on a wall.
E-I-E-I-O.
With a clink clink there and a clink there. And then one fell down and now there's only 99 bottles.
And you
Old
pass it around and
MacDonald
old MacDonald had a farm.
99 bottles to go.
How nice of hee haw to pay us a neighborly visit.
You know what, I'd be okay with that.
Howdy, Ma. Howdy, Pa.
Howdy! Howdy, Ma!
By the way, I think for my first video back after I go on my hiatus on my Batprint channel, I kind of want us to do, when you get your internet fixed, you reading out my offensive comments and me being
Okay.
offended.
Okay, we'll do that.
I think that'd be fun.
That sounds fun. I mean, I can do it on my phone anyway, if worst case scenario, but it should be fixed soon.
Yeah,
It'll be fixed before the end of the month.
just letting you know what I kind of want.
I'm down. I'm down for it.
Even if it happens after a few videos come out, I still kind of want that to come out.
It would be a lot of fun.
We got a bunch of them backed up, it's okay. I took them all off that other-
People really do not like Batprint for some reason.
What, me?
They give you the mad comments.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm leaning in just in case I'm quiet. Woof!
Now sing in time with what you see.
So,
chick, chick, chick.
Old MacDonald has a farm.
Beep, beep.
E-I-E-I-O. And on his
Beep, beep, beep,
farm
beep, beep, beep.
there's a car. E-I-E-I-O.
Now we can see if we're out of time or not.
Yeah, now you can see her.
Honk, 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 coming beep, beep. With the chick, chick here and chick, chick there.
Alright, well, how out of sync are we?
It's like 2 minutes.
That's a lot, yeah. Moo moo. Moo moo. Moo there, moo. Moo moo.
Almost
Holy
got a
shit.
pickle.
We must be so far out of sync. Holy shit.
So bad. Oink, oink here and oink, oink there. Here and oink, there and oink, everyone. Oink, oink.
Oh, in French it's Maturin?
When I get my new, I want to buy one of those things that you told me not to buy.
Which?
Just because you can switch over to PAL C, because I can't do that.
Sure.
I can't change it from what it is.
You might check that out as well.
Sure, teach me how, because I've got some of Napastrioff's cartoon videos. We can watch Superman in French.
I want to watch Superman in French.
I want to watch Superman in French, that's why I made him send it to us. I've been like...
This is so out of sync, that's crazy.
I've been holding off on giving Napastrioff some more money to send the rest of his video collection just because we can't get around to watching his at the moment. I can't back him up. Yeah, I know. Like, just tell me what to do and I'll fix things. Every time I ask you, you're like, no, don't buy that. It's like, what do I buy then? It's like, I don't know. My strings end. What about me?
This is some reunion.
I will have a look
You're
after
right,
the
Pa.
stream.
Time
I'm
for
sorry
some
I'm
pickles.
giving you more
I've been saving a
problems.
special one
Look,
for
it
an
will
occasion
take a
like
minute to check
this.
the camera count.
Come on, everybody.
I know you got the babies to worry about.
It's not even just that. You know that I just get exhausted by the smallest things.
I get exhausted about the smallest
and
things.
the kids.
I also get distracted.
Once upon a time, not that long ago, 7 little kids lived with
Not
their
that
mother
long ago.
I watch other content creators and I'm like, how do you get so much
in a
energy?
cozy house near a
Stop.
deep, dark.
It's called acting.
Freddy, stay
Yeah, I
away
know.
from the
I can
forest.
act, but at the same time, I just don't want to.
Yeah, they do. They do want to.
Nasty big bad wolf
Yeah.
would like nothing better than to eat you all up.
Oh, no.
Now, come inside.
That big old
I'm going to
Bean.
town for groceries. Lock the door, play inside, and don't
So
open
in
it
French,
to
it's called maturin,
Remember,
which means
I
it's
said
got
that
no.
before.
bad wolf.
Yeah, but that means it's got no
Right around the
copyright
corner.
bullshit
Don't
with
So what,
worry,
McDonald's,
Maturin-
right?
House locked tight
It
until
doesn't
Golden
have
Arches?
No, it doesn't have that anyway. I think it predates McDonald's anyway, doesn't it?
cans,
That's just the
cheese.
name.
Alright, I'm looking it up. I'm looking up where the origins of the song.
The big bad wolf
How
Of
old
course,
does old McDonald have a
I
phone?
would,
to the bus
I would
stop.
absolutely bet on it being
dear,
way
I
older
have to
than the
stop at
actual
the
Golden
dentist.
Arches, but
Well, I'll be
but
gone
still,
long
it's like I
enough.
don't want to give them
Good news
anything
for me.
just because of singing it. I'd rather sing.
Because it's spelled M-A-C.
Old
like Old
Maturin.
MacDonald. Not MC Donald.
Can we just change it to
Big bad
Maturin?
wolf dashed back
Just
to the
because they've
farm.
taken over the globe anyway, and we don't need to give them
Who
any
is
more
it? Let me in,
advertising.
dear kitties. It's Mother.
Published in
I
1706.
have a sore throat.
1706.
So a very, very long time.
That's 200 years.
Yeah,
before
written
I know it.
1706 or earlier.
No, my little one.
But it's only
You've
been
got it
recorded
all
in
wrong.
19.
Yeah, the first known recording of it is 1925. But still, I think McDonald's is probably like a 50s thing or a 40s thing, right?
Smarts. Now,
The restaurant?
rats.
I suppose.
I thought I could catch the kids
You
napping.
have to ask Colonel Sanders. I don't know.
Buy something to sweeten up
Yeah,
my voice.
Colonel Sanders is
All
dead.
the way to town.
But ooh wee, does he fry some chicken?
This is more trouble than I thought.
Ooh, a
No,
grocery store.
there's a kitty there, just eat him.
Excuse me, ma'am.
No, he
I
to
need
blow
something
her
to sweeten
skull
up my
down.
voice.
We don't have anything for that.
Speaking of animation, though, new Beavis and Butthead this year.
Animation.
Give me a box of powdered sugar.
Yeah?
I doubt
Yeah.
that it will do a thing
Confirmed.
to your voice.
Trust me.
Or like
Series
Sam commenting
and
on
movies.
shit.
You kidding?
That'll probably be included, I imagine.
Because that's the bit I like best.
I like the episodes best, honestly. The problem with the commentary is sometimes, like, they have to be smarter than they actually are for the jokes to work.
I get that, but at the same time, I think that the
It's inconsistency in their characters for
the
the
bits,
episodes, so...
but the bits where they go out and do stuff, I find more fun when they're referencing the things that they've
My
already
arms are
watched.
full of goodies.
They don't really do that a whole lot.
No, but the last season that we watched did.
No.
Like they were watching Twilight, and then he went out and got bit and got rabies, and like was like, "Oh, I'm dying!" Like I found that more fun.
That was cool, yeah.
Oh, oh, they're such.
But I do
mean
miss
little kids.
the MTV music video, Butthead stuff.
Mother. Our mother's paw is white and yours
I
is
always
black.
remember that episode where they watched. Caterpillar
Whoa!
by the Cure.
Racism! We talked about racism before, and...
Now, I need something to make
Oh,
my
it's Golden
paws
Book, right?
white.
So the wolf ran all the way to town again.
Get out of this kit. There's got to be an easier
Lure.
way. But
Craig knew it.
there's the bakery.
you were finally correct.
The big bad
It took until
wolf
story
dashed to the
2, but
farm
yes.
to cover
Are you
his paws.
kidding?
We
Every
stand
single
corrected.
thing that we watch is full of racism.
We've had a lot of moments on this show where we've been like,
You
uh-oh.
cover my paws with your white flour.
Yes?
And
And we haven't even gone back that long either.
Oh, okay.
And then, I won't eat you up!
That
No,
nasty
no,
wolf
guy.
won't get away with stealing my flour.
The big bad wolf rushed back to the cozy little house, ate some more powdered sugar,
He loves that powdered sugar, but he's got an infected hand. That's what happens when you touch yourself too often.
Poor mashed fingers. Oh.
And this time,
My
put
poor
his
mashed
right paw on
fingers.
the windowsill.
It's your mother. My sweet little kids. Please open the door.
Hey, look! Mummy's white hooves.
Are you sure?
This time it is Mummy. Open the door, Franny.
These aren't piggies, they're little deers.
That's bad.
Which is funny because the is that the original three whatevers with the wolf story? Because down at Ferry Park they're deers, not piggies.
Maybe.
Just take my time and pick them like ripe plums.
We should do an episode where we just walk around
Here's
Ferry
the one.
Park and just
Just
film
fine.
stuff.
That would be fun.
Obscure tape time out and about
The
episode
three,
that we
just
put up.
for me. And a 4.
I think that
Here's
sounds
some
like
more.
fun.
And a 5. So alive.
I love Ferry Park.
And a 6. A
I
little
have not
kids.
been there in a while
I've got 'em
now.
all.
You came
Yes,
last time
the
you were
wolf
there. You were
caught
with
them
me.
all.
Yeah.
All
Wearing fairy
except
wings.
Billy
Yeah.
Kid.
Was that my last birthday Ferry Park, or did you miss that one and you came the first time I ever took out Sam as my
Don't know. Can't remember.
Oh boy.
Honestly, I don't know.
Delicious little
Was
kid.
I really fat or not?
Can't remember.
Okay.
Feel like a ton of
Was Lucky there or
stones. I'll
Can't
just take a
remember.
little nap.
Okay.
All I remember is that I was there and you were there.
Did we have a barbecue?
Can't remember.
Well, it doesn't matter. I
Mother
did it
Goat
both
arrives
times.
home.
Well, then probably.
Everything topsy-turvy.
Oh, Mummy, the big bad wolf fooled us into letting him in.
Oh, the wolf!
Poor little Billy
Other
Goat.
the way in a big
Not the wolf!
Come on, let's go catch him before it's too late.
They rushed out into the woods, following the sugary, flowery trail of the big bad
I
wolf.
think we're getting
He's had a sugar crash. He's out.
Here's the sack.
Me too.
He's asleep.
Now kick him in the balls.
Snip, snip, snip went Mother Goat's scissors.
They
And in no
replaced
time
the
at all,
the wolf's
the
belly
six
with the
little
bag.
kids were
And
Yeah. But I think the original version they just die though, don't they?
Each of you must
No,
find
the
a
original
big
version it's
stone.
in his belly, and they replaced rocks in his belly
Hurry now.
and stitch him back up.
Quickly.
And when the sack was full of
'Cause
stones,
most of these old tales
Mother
have like
Goat
really
neatly
depressing ends
sewed it
usually.
shut.
Yeah, well,
Now
just
let's hurry home and lock
I know the
door.
original version of this, and just replace the sack with his
It wasn't
belly, and
long
it's
before
fine.
the wolf woke up.
That was a nice nap. I'm ready to start cooking now. This sack sure is heavy.
No,
Kids
I'm
plump,
going to
boy.
cook these.
Plump kids. Home at last. Maybe I should use kid
I want to play a
gloves
bad
over
guy
the
in
sack.
something.
Okay.
I want to be a
Oh,
cartoon
Wolfie
bad guy.
boy, you're
What do you wanna
such
do?
a card.
Be a cartoon bad guy.
No, I mean like we could organize that, you know.
Stones?
Then do it.
Where are the
I'll be a
little
cartoon
kids?
bad guy.
Yeah, but what do
Somebody
you?
switch them
That's
out.
what I said. Like, what do you
I
want
got
to
a tummy
actually
ache from all that awful powdered sugar
Be a
and
cartoon
got
bad
flour
guy.
in my
Okay.
nose.
Okay, because you know,
I caught them fair and
Marie could probably
unsquare.
draw
That
us if
does
you
it.
want to do
That
something
does
like
it.
this.
I'm gonna go back
It
there
doesn't
and
need to be that many
open up in the name of the law.
drawings.
I know you're in there,
Hello.
big bad wolf. Law?
You don't know what it's like.
Big bad
You
wolf?
don't have a
No,
clue.
no, I mean, yes, Your Honor.
If you
your
did, you'd
officer.
spend
Sir,
your
I
time
didn't do
doing the
anything.
things
I
I
didn't
do.
anything.
What am I doing?
No. I know what you're thinking, officer. Why, I haven't been anywhere near Mother Goat's cozy house. I didn't sneak in and pop her little
He's
kids in
got
my
a
sack.
warrant.
Kids in a
That's a
sack,
warrant and a
eh?
half. Look
though
how
they
big
were
that
alone.
is.
Just a minute.
Oh.
I have a warrant here that says you stole some flour and powdered sugar. And what's all this about kids in a sack?
Flower? Uh-oh. He's got me now. Gotta ditch these stones.
Flour
So
and the
the
sugar.
big
That's what we
bad
got the
wolf
warrant
ran
for.
out
What's
his
this
back
about
door
kids in
to
a sack?
throw
Oh
stones
dear,
in his
he's in
well.
trouble now.
Here
Yeah,
goes.
because the rocks.
He fell on down like a dumbass.
Tumbled
What
into
a
the well.
dumbass. This is the third Golden Book video we've
You're
watched,
in
by the
deep
way.
trouble now,
it is.
Wolfie boy. How am I gonna get out of this pickle?
The best
And
one was
as
the
for
one that
Mother
had
Goat and her
the
7
songs in
little
it.
kids, well,
That was Golden Book,
from then
wasn't it?
on, they never,
You talking
ever
about the
opened
rainy
their
day stay
door
at
to
home one, or the one
strangers.
where they went and like talked to the mummy?
The
About...
Mummy.
Huh? You like the second one? Nice.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters in it.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked that one because that was the one that I bought for a lot of money.
Well, it was worth it then.
Once
because
upon a
it's one of the better
time,
tapes.
I bought it for a lot of money. So
When
they
we
can-
do a best of episode, we revisit our
There lived
favorite
a
tapes
farmer
over
named
like a
Duncan.
6-hour
He
special.
woke up
Yeah.
every morning
That's gonna be
planning to work
Okay.
hard.
That and
But
the
singing
first
birds
Hillbilly
and
Goats.
chirping crickets
Yeah, because
were
the thing is, I
inspiration
spent
to
too much
Duncan.
money on that tape and the
Oh,
Hillbilly
I
Goats
should
just so
be
we'd
a
have a
bird.
similar
I'd
episode.
rather sing than anything.
This one we just found the
By the
trash.
time the sun started to climb toward noon,
I love the trash.
Duncan
The
was
trash is
leaning
over
on
near
his
Chris's house. Chris lives near the
Farming is
trash.
too much
He lives near
work.
the trash,
I
the
feel
best
like
trash.
singing.
Every time I come home from Chris's trash house, I
That's
come
it.
home with so much
I'll go to
video tapes.
Brementown and become a musician. I'll be rich. I'll be famous. Why, I'll be an opera star.
So Danko
Playing
headed
the
for what
ukulele.
would be a much more
Anyway,
exciting
here's
life.
Karma Police.
Life in the city. But Danko was in for some surprises.
Oh, I'm on my
I've given
way to
all I
Bremen.
can, it's
A musician
not
and
enough.
No!
I'll sing and play
I
every
will
day.
play.
That's the life for me. The farm is no more fun, you see. I like to wake up leisurely, sing and play, tell a joke for free.
Leisurely.
That's the life for me. Yeehaw!
Yoo-hoo!
Yeehaw!
I'm here,
Sounds
headed
good.
for greener pasture.
Thanks,
Hey
Donkey.
there, Davy. I am. I've had it with hoeing and
Let's all
planting.
worship him
This
and
donkey's
steal his
heading for
phone.
fame and fortune. Yeehaw!
There's
Don't
no
blame me,
Messiah
Bill.
in here.
I brought the cows
There's a
home for the
donkey,
last
no
time.
Messiah.
Mind if I join you?
Why not? Many a night I've heard you howling a romantic
Oh.
rhapsody.
What a duet! Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeehaw!
Is this the real life?
Oh, we're on our way to Bremen. Musicians we will be. We'll sing and play every day. That's the life for me.
No more hurting
We are
cows for
so
me.
out of
I wouldn't
sync.
even hurt a flea. Sing and play, tell a joke for free. That's the life for me. That's the life
They're
for
talking
me.
about those big groups of cows.
Meow.
All those cows like together.
Real professional.
What are they called?
Miss Kitty,
Hoof and
next
Howler.
time you see us, it'll be
No, the
on a
cows.
billboard.
We're
And they're all
musicians
together, a whole
now.
bunch of them?
The Hoof and Howlers.
I don't fucking
That
know.
suits my style. A
Flock,
lady
maybe?
like me shouldn't be banging my head
Yeah,
on
flock of
mouse
cows,
holes
that's it.
chasing mice.
Nope.
And
you
they
should
run?
be making music.
They run
That's an offer
so
I
So
can't
far away.
refuse.
No, wait, that's the seagulls.
Oh, right. What is it with cows then?
Oh, we're on our way to Bremen. Musicians we will be. We'll sing and play every day. That's the life for me.
Whenever I want, I'll climb a
Should we
tree.
try and sing along with the all what's on screen instead of what's coming through our earphones?
Yeah, well, we're a bit behind.
So
That's
much.
the life for me.
Mm.
Why, the youngsters got talent.
Why, pluck me and call me a feather duster. Where are you folks off to?
Well, pluck me!
Like you
Fucked him.
to make our trip a
Alright, I want to take that out as a clip.
You
Well,
sing
pluck
so
me.
fine. Come along to Bremen and become a musician like us.
Why, I'll do just that. I've been henpecked for too long.
This is more what
and
I thought
I'm
the other
sick
two would
and
be.
tired of getting up to crow at the crack of dawn.
Oh, we're on our way to Bremen. Musicians we will be. We'll sing and play every day. Yeah, that's the life for me. I won't
That's
grow
how out of
the
sync we are, by
crack
the
of
way.
dawn, and 'cause pickling out a song. I'll sing and play and joke for free. Oh, that's the life for me. Yeah, that's how out of sync we are. I'm reading instead of listening.
That's the life for me. Oh, that's the life
That's
for
gonna
me.
look bad. I'm gonna watch that back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes.
I will be interested to know
This
how
is the
fucking-
difference between what you've set up and just the half hour
This
that you
is
set up in
this
my
is why
house.
like the result of only having half an hour and not wanting the sound to be completely fucked on the stream
It
end.
was a bat.
If I had another half hour, I could have set it
I'm
up
so
and made it perfect.
I don't even know what you'd do. That's why you gotta do it.
Take heart, friends. There's your
Yeah,
light.
that we would have had
Over
mad
yonder.
echo if we'd left it the way you had it.
Oh shit. Thanks for fixing it.
Well, we have delay
Maybe we
instead.
could sing for our supper.
I should have just taken extra minutes and tried.
So
Yeah,
the
but we have
musicians
delay
hurried over
instead.
to the house, and Danko peeped in the window.
What do you see?
To be fair, this episode's gone very smoothly considering.
By the way, I said I did the full screen thingy.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Danko was only partly right.
I'll have to show you the difference.
The four friendly-looking
Doesn't
folks
bother me
were
too much.
really
Doesn't bother me
robbers.
that much either, but
We don't say thanks. We
I'm
don't
just
say
proud of
please.
something
We
that I
steal
figured out
what
on my
we
own as
are
well.
able. We steal their gold and take their
So yeah, there's robbers
So the point
here.
is that the road to Bremen is wrought with danger.
Okay, so they were off to Bremen to become musicians, and on their way they stop at this house. They thought they'd relax, but there's robbers there at the house, and then they chase the robbers off, and then they decide that they don't want to be musicians anymore, and they just live in the house.
Cool.
Because it's abandoned.
Can you
It's only
hear the
abandoned because they
words?
kicked the robbers out, right?
They sure
I
are
guess so.
musicians
It's a
just
dumb
like us.
fairy
Come on,
tale.
everybody. Climb on
Well, they're
Danko's back
musicians.
so we can sing for them and show them our style.
Oh boy, they're just
I think it's a
gonna
fairy
love
tale to
us.
tell you that if
They'll
you chase your
invite us in
dreams
to
too
join the
hard,
feast.
like you'll find
Musicians
somewhere
tuned up.
nice to settle on the way,
Oh.
and that's fine.
Oh!
I had this golden book in actual book form, but I remember all these like drawings and everything. Monsters, dragons, witches, ogres.
Crashed around.
Ogres?
Monsters, dragons, witches.
Ogres.
Out the door and into the forest, the robbers ran as fast as they could.
Ogres? You mean that musician who was like, I'll wear someone else's face?
Gee, something must have scared them. I wonder what it was.
Well, let's go in and wait for them to come back.
Sure, they won't mind if some hungry musicians have a bite of their supper.
Yeah, we'll sing for them when they get back home.
They're gonna
They'll
eat
just
all
love
their
us
food
all to
and decide to
pieces.
live there forever.
This is something to crow about.
Hate to tell you this, dog, but that sausage
Hot
is
dog,
dog
what
sausage.
a meal.
After eating their fill,
It's a
the
hot dog.
musicians were tired.
It's getting late.
My, oh my, all that walking and singing got me yawning.
No,
But we can't
banjo.
leave.
Somebody has to take care of their house until those friendly musicians come back home.
It's our cock-a-doodle duty.
We'll lie down and rest a spell.
Cock
Duty.
diddle deedy.
Duty!
Good night,
He said
y'all.
duty.
The musicians were soon
Good night,
sound
y'all.
asleep. Meanwhile, out in the cold, damp forest,
Meanwhile,
What are you, a bunch of chickens?
What?
Running out of there like turkeys at a turkey shoot?
It was him, boss. No, boss, it was Snaggletooth Louie. He was shoving me from behind.
Yeah, boss, that's it.
No, boss, I didn't.
Snaggletooth, you go back to that there house and get our loot.
Oh, no, boss, not me.
Do it now.
I just know it was them witches or the monsters or them there big green dragons.
witches and monsters?
as Snaggletooth Louie crept into the dark
Scratch.
house, he tripped over Kitty.
Is it going more out of sync the more we watch? I mean,
No, we're just trying to make
Somebody's
sense of it.
breaking in.
okay.
Yow! The ogre!
Danko hauled off with a great big donkey kick.
A giant! Let me out of here! Cock-a-doodle-doo! Cock-a-doodle-doo! Help, boss! Help!
Snaggletooth Louie scrambled back to his robber buddies and hollered.
Boss, it is monsters in that there house. A witch flew up and scratched me.
Oh, no.
Then an ogre stabbed me with a knife.
A knife?
Then a giant hit me with a
Is it
club.
Michael Myers?
Giant with a club.
And all the time
As in
somebody
that
was
guy who played
hollering,
Austin
kill the
Powers?
robber, do. Kill the robber.
Or is it?
There's plenty more where that came from.
Yeah, boss, let's get out
out of here. Run for your lives. Split up.
James T.
Yeah, hey guys, wait for me! Wait for me!
The next morning.
Donko, we just can't go off and leave those nice musicians' house unprotected.
Is that Donko
Miss Kitty,
Quixote?
that's mighty thoughtful of you.
Yup, it's our duty to stay here and protect the house till our new friends come home.
Wished I knew what made them run off in such a hurry.
If we hadn't decided to stay, that burglar would have taken all their beautiful things.
Then we all agree we'll just stay here and sing for each other until the four friends come home.
Bremen will have to wait.
The four musicians never
What?
did figure out that the folks that they had thought were musicians were really robbers. And since the robbers never came back, the musicians lived in the house ever after, taking good care of the robbers' treasure and farming and singing to beat the band.
Farming's the best life after all.
Douglas
when
has
you've
never
got friends
understood
to
this
share
story.
the work and the fun.
What is the moral? The moral is. What is the story?
Yes. The story is yes. The story makes more sense than the moral.
It does, but at the same time, it still doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I guess it does, but the idea of the heroes being fucking idiots.
We're gonna be musicians. Oh, you want to be a musician too? Alright, come with me. Again and again, to different people. Oh, there's robbers in this house. Let's just live here and have. I don't know.
Let's just
put
stay
your
in
keys
this
in the
house.
bowl. And when Haley's Comet passes over,
Wisconsin.
Oh, they make cheese there, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The good stuff. Well, I think we're done, right?
I can't see how long we've been going. It's over there.
Well, it's been well and truly long enough.
Okay. You want to go press the buttons until we do an outro?
Yeah, I'll go press the buttons. Let's do the outro, and then I'll go press the buttons.
What do we usually do as an outro?
What do we do as an outro? An apostrophe help us. You watch every episode.
I don't remember. We're out of our comfort zone.
We talk about next week, maybe.
Oh, so next week will be Australia Day.
Mm-hmm.
And for Australia Day, I have a Channel 7 presentation of a yacht club boat race that kind of imitates the first time Captain Cook ever came to Australia. It's presented by the same presenter who presented remember we did the New Year's episode where they showed a bunch of news clips?
Yes.
That guy.
That guy who means a lot to Sydney people, but not us.
Exactly.
We wear traditional Australian clothes. I'm not wearing a wife beater.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'm
probably not.
No, I really. I could maybe if I wear underwear, I can drop my pants and show you my stupid first ever tattoo. Remind me to wear underpants.
I'm gonna forget, dude.
I'm gonna wear my underpants. We'll show off my tattoo. If I don't wear underpants, remind me to tuck and sing Wild Horses, and then I'll show you my tattoo.
I'm totally gonna forget. Anyway, yeah.
And then the week after, we're having Napastrioff on as a special guest for Damien's wrestling and some rock and wrestling.
It's gonna be fun.
Put up, yeah. All right, you can.
So thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah,
it's been fun being here. I'm not gonna rate anybody because I can't be bothered figuring it out.
I can probably do it, right?
No, fuck that.
No. Okay.
That's too much effort right now.
Yeah, screw it. No one needs to be rated. Happy bouncing.
All that fun stuff.
And I'll see you next week. Hopefully.
Goodbye.